Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is Jay the Great. We are back with another weekly podcast. Hope you're all doing well. I got, half of the crew here, me and Batman. Shinobi might join, we'll
Yo,
see.
yo.
But we're all here. We're not all here, but we're almost all here, and Shinobi might join. We'll see. Hope you're all doing well,
Yes,
though.
sir.
Plenty to talk about. What's going on, Raspberry? What's going on, Eterion? By the way, if you haven't already, of course, hit the like button. It's really appreciated. Hope you all are doing well. Get those likes up, folks. Get those likes up. The more likes, the better. Appreciate that. Just letting you talk about. I did start my One Piece journey. For free to ask about that. I'll just say this: initial thoughts, right, real quickly. Luffy certainly parallels Naruto. Right away from I'm watching the anime because I didn't want to have to deal with 1,000 chapters, even though it's 1,000 episodes. But Luffy certainly has that ambition that Naruto has. Right from the jump, you get that sort of aura that he sort
Anime
of
is
carries.
always better too. It's way better. Like if you want to even give that show remotely any chance, so let's say if there's ever any show that's like on like maybe you don't know like you get what I'm saying, you know what I mean? Like then you have to do the anime 'cause that's the only best way to like appeal to it even more. So.
Exactly. You can certainly enjoy it more when you see like the animations and Luffy.
And you know more what's going on too. Like it's not like as contentious, like because you could hear, you can see, you know what I mean? Like Naruto with the Rising Shuriken, like how it's fucking loud as shit. So Koksu has no reason to, you know what I mean? Like
literally.
What's the excuse there? Is a big ass hurricane in his hand, bro. You know?
Yeah, literally. But yeah, Luffy right away kind of he kind of stole the show with his ideology. He makes it clear right away. He's just an unwavering ambition, very similar to Naruto. All the greats, Goku. That really appealed to me. I think that ideology is something that Japanese writers try to advocate for, and I mean it's a great ideology to advocate for. When you have unwavering conviction like that, you're gonna win. You know, it's Naruto, look at Goku.
Flag read it, fixed the whole thing too.
Exactly. So it's so far so good. It's definitely a different feel. It's more like lighthearted, but still cool. Like it's still like there's serious altercations, but it's more lighthearted. The world seems more bright. It's more like a
so
fun.
Have those dark elements like Naruto had in the beginning.
It definitely didn't have those darkness. There's like glimpses of it. I saw recently Luffy. I mean, I'm early in, but Luffy fought. It's not one guy with the there's so many fucking names, but he fought that one guy with the fucking cat claws, and that guy kind of reminded me of his ability is kind of like the body flicker. He was like fucking like fast as fuck, but Luffy's built different, so he fucking like perceived him. He like was able to fucking perception blitz him because Luffy's that guy.
Got his ass.
Yeah, he's like, nah, you're not built like me. So he took him out. Zoro is pretty dope. Zoro really is like Sasuke, deadass. He does remind you a lot of Sasuke. He has that like brooding temperament, but he has that conviction as well. And that's why him and Luffy get along so well. I really fuck with that dynamic as well. One thing that One Piece is better at is probably female characters. The female that's introduced, I forgot her fucking name already. I'm sorry.
Are they relevant actually? They're not just watching the whole time.
Like she's already cooler than Sakura for sure. There's no doubt. She doesn't cry. She doesn't bitch. She gets in the trenches. Like she gets in there to fucking scrap. She's not as strong as Luffy and Zoro, but she gets in the trenches, doesn't cry, doesn't bitch. She's a real one, so she's pretty dope. So far, so good. So far, so good. As far as scaling,
I heard she, and obviously under the impression she's above 18, by the way, because there's weirdos out there. But I heard she got the better looks than Sakura as a whole as well, like way in the future and shit. So
yeah, that's what I heard as well. And yeah, as an adult, she is definitely better than fucking Sakura. So yeah, it's so far so good. I'm fucking with it. Definitely enjoying it. You started One Piece, nice. Yeah, what's going on, Mr. Pillow? Yeah, definitely enjoying it so far, folks. As far as scaling, early on, these guys are probably. I mean, they definitely don't scale as high as early Naruto already off the jump. Perhaps build.
Yeah, how is scaling like?
Yeah, not even building level. Speed wise.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they're pretty low. I mean, in comparison to Naruto, like Luffy, I'd say if he's bloodlusted, he's probably. What would he be?
No breaking the speed of sound people.
Oh hell no.
Damn.
Definitely not at all. I'd say he's bloodlusted. He's like house level. He can fucking obliterate a house maybe.
That means getting ninja washing these belts.
Oh, they would wash them.
Comparing beginning to beginning then.
Yeah, he's definitely a fucking like against a
fucking
Genin.
Lee and Sasuke as fucking getting in the force of death. They were dealing with fucking speed of sound attack and shit from the whip, you know?
Yeah,
that's
literally. Yeah. Oh yeah. They would perception blitz everyone in One Piece, right? At least everyone I'm familiar with. Even the Genin would. It's like, yeah, they're way above. One Piece. I recommend watching a fan edit called One Piece. The anime has insane amounts of filler in comparison to the manga. Really? And One Piece cuts it all out. I might check that out then. Maybe that'll like cut down some episodes. So far,
what I always do is Google it. Like I'll Google what episodes of the main events and what's filler this way. I avoid the filler. Like Naruto is like the only fucking show I actually didn't mind watching because most of the filler I actually did enjoy.
Yeah, definitely an OG Naruto.
Like other things, like that's always a gamble. You either wasted all your fucking time and it's like, what is this bullshit?
Yeah, One Piece. I mean, Bleach. I did that. I cut out. The only filler arc I watched was the Fullbringer arc, which was actually all right. Everything else I cut out. I watched some of the Bount arc, I think it's called, or some shit. That one was okay. Yeah. But I didn't finish it. I was like, fuck it, I want to see.
Dragon Ball Z, it like is. I'm assuming they have filler. Like, is the filler actually good in that or no?
The filler.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, I would say there's almost no parts. I mean, I'm biased, but there's no parts of Dragon Ball that are boring to me. Like almost at all.
Okay. Wow. Even the filler's solid. Okay.
Yeah, like I feel like you wouldn't even notice that it's filler, really. I mean, if it's complete like bullshit, maybe, but most of it is pretty good. So yeah, that one's one. Like that's one of the animes that like. Yeah, it's definitely worth watching. I think I never skipped an episode of Dragon Ball, actually.
Okay.
But yeah, it's pretty dope. Common man, don't downplay One Piece like this. No. One Piece is pretty good.
Well, we're talking about beginning. Yeah, we're talking about beginning to beginning though. So
yeah, we're talking beginning to beginning.
Like
yeah. Like Genin, like fucking Lee or any of the top Genin would destroy like Luffy. It would be like fucking competitive.
Like Curse Mark Sasuke, like. Zaku did like this insane, huge fucking blast wave that like was huge as fuck and like destroying the whole forest and shit. And Sasuke just casually just outspeeds that and gets behind the dude. Like
literally
that's insane levels of speed.
And unfortunately, kryptonite for Luffy is water. Because I guess when you eat a devil fruit, he ate the gum fruit. Water, you're literally you can't swim. So if you're in water, you're fucked. Like a water user in fucking Naruto would drown him. I mean, you can't fight, you can't swim.
That's like Martian Minotaur being like the fire.
literally, that's what it is. I'm like, god damn. Y'all are forgetting Dragon Ball filler. They turned 2 or 3 panels of Goku screaming and powering up and turned them into half an episode. That's a good point. I mean, you could eventually. I mean, it's canonical, but you could say it's so fucking like. It's so prevalent and so long-lasting.
I'll be real. If you're watching it for like the first time, you probably wouldn't even give a fuck about.
Yeah, I didn't give a fuck.
You're like, oh shit, what's about to happen, right?
Yeah.
You're like, oh wait, what's happening? You know what I mean? So, but like, let's say you're like, maybe it's your second watch through, then yeah, you're probably gonna skip that bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I was a kid, I thought everything was lit as fuck. I watched everything. Yeah. Even when he went Super Saiyan 3 and that shit was like fucking 3 episodes of him fucking yelling. I was like.
At least when he's yelling, at least like when he's doing that, like everything's being destroyed though.
Yeah,
that's kind of cool to see. You know what I mean? So
yeah, literally. How many episodes are you in? I think like I'm on episode 20 now. I started 2 days ago, so I'm in episode 20. They just recruited Captain, what's his name, Usaka or some shit. The guy with the pointy nose. They saved his village from the fucking cat claw guy. The guy that was like kind of a pussy because he was trying to like. Not be a pirate anymore, and Luffy didn't fuck with that. He basically called him a pussy. He's like, I would never be like you. You're a bitch, and he beat his ass. And then they recruited Captain whatever the fuck his name is. It's a weird name, but they got him now. They got Zoro like pretty early on. They got that chick pretty early on too. So they got 4 people in the crew now. I've been fucking with it. Luffy's getting stronger, or at the very least, showing more of his power. Zoro's a dog. The other dude, he's not that powerful though. The Captain Usahaka or whatever his name is, because the reason they recruited him was just because of his conviction. Like he was willing to die for his village, and Luffy's like, I fuck with that, man. Like come with us. But I don't see him like unless he gets amped or like they fucking amp him somehow so he could be relevant. I don't see him really taking part in combat. But we'll see. He's the dope guy though. He's like very, very honorable guy. But we'll see. What part of One Piece are you at now? Oh yeah, I just finished that where they recruited the dude with the pointy nose, Captain Utahaka or Uhaka or some shit like that. That's where I'm at now, and I think they're heading to the Great Line or the Grand Line or whatever it's called. It's pretty good so far. Definitely pretty good so far. Honestly, bro, with studios remaking the One Piece anime up to the Wano arc, so 1,000+ episodes will be reduced to 300. Shit, man. If I'm still watching, I might just jump on that if it's all just canon. Just stick to the canon shit. But yeah, so far so good, man. One Piece is pretty good. It's not. I'm gonna say this right off the jump though. Not as good as Naruto. Not as good as Dragon Ball. I'm just gonna say that. But it's good. It's not mid. It's not dog shit. It's pretty good. I definitely appeal to Luffy right away.
That was the biggest thing I was concerned with, is that it was just like if I were to watch it, for one, the worst case scenario is it's trash.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna be real with how popular it is and like the records it did and all this stuff, yada yada. I knew it wasn't gonna be trash. It would be
definitely not.
Things. Either it's still really good, but obviously not gonna be as best as I think for Naruto and etc. Or it would be mid, the worst case scenario. And the fact that you're saying it's not mid, that does give some hope. So
yeah, it like picks up quickly. Like first, it gives you that emotional appeal. You get to know Luffy a little bit. You get to know Zoro, and then you start to see him scrap, and then it gets good like combat wise. It's pretty dope. It's pretty dope for sure. One Piece gets better later on. The beginning is by far the worst part of the story. That's good, actually. I mean, the beginning is not ass. It's pretty good. So if that's the case, then that's good.
And you want to know what's crazy? That's why Dragon Ball Z and whatnot and Naruto are just so great, because from beginning, even the beginning, it was
fucking peak.
Crazy.
Yeah, it was peak right away. Yeah, like the first episode already. Fuck.
Any mangas or animes that are slow in the beginning at first, to me, that's always kind of like a turnoff in a sense.
Yeah,
facts. It's like, bro, what are we waiting for? Let's go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, literally. Like Naruto right away, that shit was fire. Like right
that
away.
was the problem with Boruto. Boruto was like, what the fuck am I watching? In the
really slow.
What is this?
Yeah, super slow start to fucking pick up, honestly.
If anything, I'm pretty sure Boruto. I bet damn well One Piece is even better than Boruto's beginning.
Yeah, definitely. You know I'm already way more hooked than I was on Boruto. Way more with fucking the beginning of One Piece.
I'm sorry, the beginning of anime Boruto, like that whole Academy arc.
That was dog shit.
Just everything. It was all garbage. All of it was garbage.
Yeah. After all the pivotal and like climactic scenes we saw in Naruto, even from early on, all this dumb shit at the beginning of Boruto just meant nothing to most people.
Like the only good shit was when you saw the OG Naruto characters like Shino or Kakashi and things like that. Whatever, like whenever you saw those interactions and stuff, that's when it was actually like, oh, now I like this, right?
They carried it.
And if it wasn't. Yeah, and if it wasn't for that, then it's until you get to the main events that are in the manga, then it's finally getting good. You know what I mean? So like Boruto the beginning was horrendous, bro.
Oh, it was terrible. And the filler was dog shit. Really, really bad.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest, some of the Dragon Ball filler is better than most of the Naruto filler, with the exception of good filler. Yeah, a lot of the Dragon Ball filler is good. That's true. A lot of it is good.
I've never seen it, so I can't really contest. Yeah.
It's really, really good. The fact that you like OP already is a good sign. It's only getting better. That's what I've heard, so I'm hopeful that it gets even better, like more, like even better.
Like we'll say this, like when Swag, when he gave it a chance, what's it called? He kept going. Like the fact that he didn't stop, that at least went to show that it was at least enough for him. You know what I mean, to still pursue. Because think of anything, like whether if it's a book, a movie, show, whatever it is, if you're investing time and you're still like, I don't like this, then you drop it right there and then. You know what I mean? And that's typically how it goes for people. Now, I do know there's like some things that you just have to keep pursuing, and eventually it's, then you're like, okay, now I see what people like it, right? But let's be real, that's kind of that's not good for anything either. Because if it takes that long for you to like something, that's not really good. But at least it got good, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But the fact that he kept going, that kind of gave a good sign as well. But then it went back to like 50-50 though again, because that's always some shit that I'm hearing One Piece. Because when he did that, he didn't make any videos on it, and he basically said it's not good enough for me to really pursue though. Like he just said, I'm done. That's it. I enjoyed it, but that's it. You know what I mean? And the fact that that's what it was, I was like, I'm like, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Like Bleach, that's something I wouldn't mind scaling. Dragon
Ball
shit
is lit.
Something I wouldn't mind either. You know what I mean? Like the majority of things that I do know, like they're still very good enough to where you would be intrigued or interested to scale. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So the fact that Swag's like, whatever, like that's why I was like, I don't know, but we'll see. So.
Yeah, like One Piece is a reason why it seems most people don't attempt to scale it. It's just like not a power scaling friendly maybe anime. I don't know. At least for my initial like perception and introduction to it, it's scalable. It's definitely scalable. It's not hard to scale, but maybe I don't know exactly why people don't scale it yet. Because right now I could scale it early. I mean, really early One Piece, but most people just don't seem to want to do that, including Swaikage and like people that have read it. I don't know, but maybe I'll figure that out too. Maybe I'll be like, I'll understand why they feel that way. Like, okay, I mean, it's not really like a scalable.
It's a possibility that that they just it wasn't good enough like for them subjectively to make that effort for, and they rather do it for things they really enjoy, like again, like Dragon Ball, Naruto, whatever. And so it could be that as well. So like maybe when you go through it, it might be really good enough to the point where you're like, hey, like this shit would be cool to scale or whatever, you know?
Literally,
like me and Jay are pretty fucking similar. So if Jay passes One Piece, then I'll give it a chance. But until I hear more from Jay,
I definitely like it's fucking long as shit. So it's definitely like a commitment for sure. Definitely a commitment to.
Like, I'm gonna finish all the short shit first. I'm gonna finish Demon Slayer first.
Facts.
I gotta catch up on JJK. You know, all this other shit, Boruto, whatever. But I'm finishing all that stuff first. But until I hear the green light with that, I'm not doing it, bro.
Yeah, exactly. It's totally a commitment. One Piece is garbage. What's going on, Prodigy? What's going on, brother?
Damn, he said
garbage. Tomorrow will be my first day sparring. I'll just say, for the first time ever I sparred, I got my ass whooped pretty bad. I was like 10 years old probably. I'll just say this. I wasn't experienced at all. So if you already have experience boxing, you'll be in a better place than I was. I didn't know how to fight. That was the first time I ever walked into a boxing gym. If you already have like combinations down and you have a feel for what it's like to throw a punch, you'll be all right. Unless you're fighting someone that's like an asshole. So,
it's very rare for you to like immediately be that guy when you do it too. Like there's some people that are built like that, but you know, and generally that's only people that have been doing it from day one when they were a kid, or they just are a talent, right? You know, we all seen that in like anime shows, whatever. People are just talented. But for the majority of people, whether if you're average or you do have the potential, but again, you have to start from somewhere, right? What's it called? Yeah, your first sparring match, bro. That's going to be your biggest learning experience, because if anything, that's a W. And I don't even focus on the bad or negative, because when you do that sparring match, you're going to grow so much from it. Because it's one thing to practice moves, than to actually implement them and deal with an obstacle at the same time.
Literally,
that's trying to counter you as well at the same time.
Yeah,
you know. So
yeah, exactly. I think having punches actually thrown at you when you're new to it, it's a fucking foreign experience. You're gonna be like, what the fuck is happening? Like getting shots. But once you kind of pass that initial phase and you're used to shots being thrown at you, you're used to knowing how to deduce what to do next while shots are being thrown at you, then you're all right.
Imagine someone that doesn't know how to fucking do that when like somebody you know at school or in real life, bro. That's gonna be a cakewalk. You're gonna be making people like fuck. You know,
that's why if you're a fighter and you're in the regular, in regular society, and like some regular dudes like talking shit, you're like, I already know what would happen if we were to engage in combat. He would be eliminated. It would not be a problem. Like once you get to that spot, you'll feel it. You'll feel it for sure. Just saw a video of experienced military vets getting manhandled by an MMA fighter in a one-on-one fight. Weird that soldiers are worse than martial artists. Well, think about it this way, logically. Soldiers are trained to kill. And what's the best weapon to do that? Not their body, obviously a firearm. Guns, knives, espionage, strategies. Like fighters, that's all they do is train their body to be a weapon. Now,
just to fight and incapacitate.
Yeah, like I believe, like I don't have military experience or anything, but I believe soldiers, their first instinct is shoot to kill. Like if that doesn't work, or if they're in close quarters, of course they have to scrap. They have to fucking throw hands.
The last resort is hand-to-hand combat. That's the last resort.
Exactly. So that's the reason why it's not as prioritized. Like they train, I'm sure they scrap and shit, but that's not their priority. Their priority is being in a fucking gun range and fucking learning how to shoot. That's like their real.
And another thing that's also very important as well is if there's always this misconception when they're like, oh, he's in the military, so therefore he should be a badass, right?
Yeah,
that's not how that works. There's different there's different departments you're in. There's different categories that you're in, and are actually given the option to either engage in hand-to-hand combat or martial arts or whatever, but it's not mandatory. They'll only teach you the basics, which is mainly focusing like how to always have your firearm, always use that. But let's say you're disarmed or you're put in a situation, then you'll know like certain basics, whatever. But you actually don't know all the meat and potatoes unless you're actually willing to go that far. Like it's only optional. The only time you get like fucking amazing training and combat training, everything, is if you're going into like the Marines or Special Forces and stuff like that. Like the actual like legit shit. That's when you'll be able to do all the above. So like I'll say this right now, like 9 out of 10 times, if you come across a Marine go against an MMA fighter or Special Forces, they would fucking beat the fuck out of an MMA fighter probably. Like more than likely. And that's because they know all kinds of shit, how to fucking kill and like they know all that shit. That they literally train to use their hands and guns.
And here's the problem with those videos. You're watching Marines fight like the best MMA fighters in the world. Like fucking Sean Strickland is one of the best fighters on the planet. Like, they're going to lose. Like he's an anomaly. Like, of course they're going to lose to him. But if they're fighting some dude that goes to fucking Victory MMA, so it's like it's not like it's a fair fight. Now, if it was I would say this: if you're talking about a Navy SEAL who's like the elite of the elite fighting a guy that knows MMA, not a professional world-class UFC fighter, the Navy SEAL probably win. The Navy SEAL probably win. But if it's fucking obviously a fucking prime GSP fighting a Navy SEAL, GSP's probably going to beat him in a fight. That's all he does. He's world-class. So you got to take the context into consideration too. Like, Sean Strickland can probably beat most men on the planet one-on-one. Obviously, he's a fucking world-class fighter.
You said vet. So that means retired, they're not like doing that shit on the daily.
They're not in their prime.
Rusty. They're not in their prime. So like, there's tons of variables to be put into consideration. Like, all I will say, like, I know for Marines, they literally have Marine MMA, which is Marine martial arts hand-to-hand combat programs, and they're taught all like everything you basically need to fucking know. And so like they're no fucking joke. Like literally, their body and hands are considered a weapon, to where there's laws to where they're actually not even allowed to use them unless it's absolutely fucking necessary. Like
exactly.
Whatever. Like they have very strict regulations because of how dangerous they are as a person. So again, like Marines or Special Forces, they'll more than likely probably take it. But again, it depends. If it's just like some MMA fighter, I'll probably be more on the Marine side or Special Forces side or Navy SEAL. But if it's like the best type fucking UFC fighter, and you take like some random Marine dude or whatever, the UFC fighter probably will take that. You know what I mean? Since he is the best of the best. So
best in the world.
It really just depends. That's
and definitely it's definitely situational. It's not like you can't really generalize. So the dudes
like
with my
the only thing that's generalized or has majority, I would say, is like an MMA fighter compared to a street fighter, because 9 out of 10 times, if someone does have MMA training or UFC or whatever, they're more than likely gonna beat the fuck out of a street
then you
fighter
can generalize. Exactly.
That is a legit thing, though.
Yeah, that's legit, because at that point you're talking about a guy with legitimate skills versus a guy with no skill whatsoever. Yeah, they're gonna get fucked up. Like with the military versus MMA fighter that's not from a military background, they both have skill. Like there's skill involved in both parties, so it is more situational. But if it's like a generalized situation of a guy with no skill versus a guy with skill, the guy with skill is going to win majority of the time. So that's basically what it comes down to.
There's some rare exceptions. Sometimes a street fighter might get lucky, got that one punch right, or maybe like that this street fighter was built, so we're not saying like it's impossible either, because
it's possible
out there to show it, but 9 out of 10 cases the experienced fighter is dominating the street fighter.
Exactly. Probability. I hope you can take a punch. You'll find out. People find out when they get hit for the first time. From my experience, not all military personnel can fight. My cousins were Marines, and I beat their ass whenever they fought. I mean, for sure, I believe in Special Forces is where skill.
Fight, bro. Now, that's the thing too. Like, bro, like I'm gonna say this right now, bro. And here's the thing too. Especially nowadays, the military is kind of a fucking joke. Like, and what
it is more today.
Is, like, bro, like I'm seeing some fucking big ass hippopotamus motherfuckers in like the Marines or Army, and it's like, bitch, what the fuck are you gonna do in war or on a mission? Or when the time is needed, or what? Like, this motherfucker is huge, like big as fuck. And I'm like, why is he like the fact that that's allowed? That they're allowing obese ass motherfuckers in the military?
Yeah, like, that's crazy.
That alone is like really just crazy to me. But regardless, like so, yeah, it wouldn't even like surprise me at all some people just are just not designed to fight, and guess what? As long as you can use a weapon, then you're okay, right? You know?
Yeah.
And two, the standards in the military is nowhere near as it was back then, because the world has kind of went into a pathetic direction where they're so sensitive. Like, bro, you compare drill sergeants, like the people that yell and whatever try to shoot you back then to now, they're not even allowed to curse at you. They're not. There's so many things they can't even do, bro.
Dude, like, honestly,
the military is so like it's softened so much. It's kind of like really sad. And again, the fact that there's obese ass motherfuckers in there, like that alone, like there you go. You know, like my cousin who was in the army, and he's like a weightlifter. He's fucking huge, whatever, blah blah. You name it. He was like calling that shit out. I'm like, this is a fucking joke. Like it's getting worse and worse. Like what's happening here?
Yeah.
You know, like
and that's true because
that's the problem. You know, there's that too, you know?
And I know I'm in an area where there's a lot of military, and a lot of the older generation from that were in the military decades ago, they all say the same. Like the standards, the criteria to enter has changed. It's definitely lowered the difficulty because there's more sensitivity. More the progressive era has sort of really become widespread. Back then,
mental health.
Yeah, like even the fucking conditions that the military lived in, there were no barracks. Like people, even if they were stationed in a city, they had to live on a fucking ship with some fucking thin ass shit bed. They had to sleep on the ship. They wouldn't see women for like 3 months when they were in the fucking middle of the ocean. Back when women weren't really in the military like that. Like the conditions were a lot worse. Today, some people even say there are these systems set up where if you're in boot camp, you have like a couple chances to actually not quit, but like take a temporary break, which is kind of weird because like if you're training for fucking war, you can't take a fucking break.
To be a weapon. Like
what the fuck?
The point of that is to be a weapon for your country to defend it. So
exactly.
Like that's the whole fucking point, incentive, mission is to train to be a soldier and to protect your country, you know what I mean, and whatnot, and so on and so, not to just be comfortable in this and for your feelings and all this other bullshit to be validated and yada yada yada. Like it's just crazy.
Yeah, the military is certainly more diluted as far as toughness and what's expected. It's definitely bizarre because war is never comfortable. It's never comfortable. So a fucking drill instructors not being able to really go in like they used to, it's weird. Like if they can't go in, what do you think the fucking Middle East Taliban fucking person going to do? They're going to take a break while you're in fucking war? They're going to kill you. Like, what the fuck?
That's the sad reality of it. It's like we're not, like, me and Jay are not trying to sit here and advocate for no humanity, right? Or not to give a shit.
Yeah, no.
And we're not saying, like, back then the military didn't care. They did care, but it's a harsh reality that we lived in. They realized logically that if they tried to count humanity or tried to be considerate and all these things, blah, 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 you're going to fucking die then. Because that's a weakness, unfortunately, having certain emotional spectrums or feelings or trying to take it easy the whole time. You can't do that. You have to like go through certain harsh environments and be built upon to be a certain level. Otherwise, you're more than likely will be killed in action. And that's the number one goal, was to make sure you're not killed in action and you're not just fucking dying for no fucking reason, right? That you have a higher survivability and you can serve your country, whatever, blah, blah, and get back to your family. And that's what drill sergeants, generals, whatever you name it, were at the end of the day. It was for there's a phrase for it, the greater good, right? Because sure, it may suck whatever here and there, this and that, but that's was the end game, and it makes sense, and it's even morally, I would agree that it's the more acceptable and rational thing to do, because if you're now just like allowing someone to do whatever they want with their body, to eat as much and to not be disciplined and to be fucking out of shape still and all this shit. All right, good luck when you're discharged. Good luck when there's a war. Good luck when you're in a certain situation. You're fucked.
Your mind isn't used to stress. It doesn't have any tolerance for it. Also, in war, here's one thing that the U.S. has failed on, and this is just in general society. The U.S. hasn't maintained that toughness that it used to have. That's why the reality is a lot of men are pussies now, because this ideology that we used to have of masculinity and pushing yourself and maintaining your composure, building mental toughness. That shit's it's a dying thing now.
Even police, it's gotten worse with police too.
And
you see all these fat asses,
literally,
and women getting
here's the truth: like our enemies, they never killed that side of manhood, like Korea, China, fucking. Look at Japan in World War II, the kamikaze. Those guys didn't give a fuck. They would blow themselves up to win a war. Like they were fucking.
They still got that. Yeah. They still have that mentality. They're still fucking playing those disciplines.
They don't give a fuck.
I'll be real. I'm not trying to be a fucking, disrespectful either or negative Nancy.
Yeah, no.
Because again, I'll say this all day, every day. Shout out to our veterans. Shout out to
salute always.
Protect and serve all day, every day, and especially all the ones way back then because they went through the most. But where we're at now, reality wise. Because again, I still have loved ones and family that are in the military, so that's why I hear all this information that I'm giving out. By the way, and again, social media is a thing, so you can even see it as well. It's gotten really fucking bad to the point where if shit does pop off, I don't know, bro. Like,
bro, I'll say this, like fucking, literally, like disclaimer. Shout out to all the real band of brothers that are in war. Like, let's just say this: if it weren't for them, this country would have never existed or would have been destroyed a long time ago. So shout out to them. Shout out to all the vets from years ago, generations ago. But those other countries,
forces, Navy SEALs, and Marines.
SEALs, the infantry, like the guys really in the trenches. But fucking like those ideologies have lived for centuries and they're still residing in these countries, like our enemies' countries. And these soldiers are just tougher. They're gonna be tougher, harder to break, like their spirit, like they're gonna have that will to continue on. While here, not even drill sergeants can go all the way in because there's these really bizarre standards.
Here they might freeze, they might run away, they might shoot their own partner on accident. All this crazy nonsense because we're just not honing discipline and stress control and you name it, the whole nine.
It's insane. It really is a problem with those. Being in the military and being in the line of fire is honestly the most deadliest job you could have.
Like, bro, back then, if you were skinny as a fucking string bean, bro, or toothpick, they would make you eat fucking like 10 fucking bowls. They wouldn't give a fuck. They don't care if you throw it up. They'd be like, nah, bitch, we're pushing you. You're gonna get the muscles. You're gonna get that, that body mass that you need. Because again, they wanted people to be in peak body conditions as well. You know what I mean? Like, literally, so, like you need peak body condition. They don't want no skinny ETs. They don't want no fucking fat ass hippopotamus. Like the fact that people could just be skinny as a fucking toothpick, fucking fat as fuck. Like it's pretty worrisome.
It's bizarre. It's bizarre.
Yeah. So like even substantiate what you said, like you're not wrong, brother. There is plenty of military, especially as of nowadays, of military people that still can't fucking fight. They still can't.
Hell no.
They probably have better like gun handling and things like that. I would hope they do. Yeah. But it's gotten pretty fucking bad. Like my best bud. He went into the Navy. He's not a Navy SEAL, but just into the Navy and whatnot. And so you name it. So he got the whole, persona like, oh, I'm that guy now, whatever, right? Blah, blah. I'm like, bitch, I'll still probably beat your ass. So let's test it. And we drop it, whatever, we do it, and I still beat him. You know what I mean? Yeah. And this is like rusty me, like out of shape as well, like not even in my prime, not even doing things, whatever, and I still beat his ass in a wrestling match, Yeah. So like, and he's in the military and I'm not. He's over here doing hikes and shit and all this, whatever, blah, blah. So again, like some people are just not built to still be able to fight.
This is the truth.
People, and then you have the second component where even if you're in the military, it doesn't mean you're that guy now. I mean, you can still be beaten by someone that's only had a certain amount of, MMA training or boxing or this or whatever. Yeah. So like Jay, it wouldn't surprise me how many military people Jay could beat in a fight. And yada yada, and even you guys that are listening right now. So that so I agree with you.
It's definitely changed quite a bit. Unfortunately, it has. That's just the sad reality. But power scaling in One Piece will become fun later on. It's just that the focus on the story lies on world building, and a lot of folks enjoy genders over factual unbased scaling. Yeah, I do see that. World building is a big aspect in One Piece. Like it's about building the world and kind of bringing it to life. I don't mind that. It's not something I don't mind. It's definitely something new, but I don't mind it. It's enjoyable. It has its own sort of enjoyability, I'd say. I'd recommend looking at some people who scale One Piece. Some people get it to planetary, star, solar system. Jesus, solar system. Your army started doing woke ads. Unfortunately, bro, the amount of military men that turned gay due to the lack of women in ships back then was wild. Actually, speaking of that, this one guy that's OG, he told me he was in the Navy like fucking like 30 years ago. He used to say that because they would be away from women for so long, he said that literally biologically, when they get close to shore, men could smell the women. Like it's almost this biological sort of fucking reaction to not smelling or seeing women for fucking months or years on end. He'd be like, dude, when we get close to shore, I start smelling women. I could smell their perfume from like fucking a mile out, like a fucking if I was like a fucking bloodhound or some shit. Your body
gets fucking daredevil mode in that shit, bro.
And he's like, dude, when you're away from women for that long, and then you see him for the first time.
Your senses are going to sharpen in a way because you want something. You know?
It's like it's almost as if the man's like desire to fucking reproduce is so fucking heightened that your fucking biological senses almost like amp as well. It's like you have a fucking physical amp from not seeing women for so long. It's fucking crazy though when he told me that shit. Makes sense though. That's crazy though.
It's simple biology. Even another thing as well, like when it comes to like your sperm cells and shit and whatnot, if you're not sexually active or whatever, that shit is gonna build up and build up and build up.
Exactly.
And so on and so forth. So it's just that's how the body is.
Yeah, it's almost like the adrenaline effect. Like we've seen these crazy feats humans are capable of when adrenaline kicks in, like a mother saving their child by lifting a fucking car and shit like that. Like it's almost that kind of thing.
Their inner gates.
Yeah, literally, some fucking 8 inner gates type shit. Literally, they're fucking opening the gates.
The only difference is they do beat Gara. You know.
Yeah, literally, they're not losing. Fuck no. Cops being out of shape is not a new phenomenon. People have been making fun of them. I mean, cops, that's different. Like, cops has always been the cops. But, I mean, the military, that was something that was, like, extremely respect. I mean, it still is.
Not,
yeah, never. That was never a thing.
Very, like, and here's the thing, too. We're not saying that they're still not trying to, like, institute, like, discipline values. But no. Like, I'll tell you right now, if you go into any military branch, it is very strict. It still has tons and tons of discipline. Like, don't just think it's going to be a fucking cakewalk. But comparing as of now to back then, it is completely blatantly just way. It went from fucking rated R to PG, not even PG-13 to fucking PG. Basically,
it really has. So, unfortunately,
it's like dude, like there was a like I saw a video yesterday or a day ago. And like this dude went up to a drill instructor and said, "What's up, bro?" or something like that, whatever.
What the fuck?
And the drill, it was kind of funny though because the way the drill dude looked at him, he's like, "This motherfucker," you know what I mean? But but he just like he pointed his hand, he's like, "Start fucking running," basically, and he's like yelling at him the whole time, whatever. But bro, if that was back then, that man would have been
would have slapped his ass.
Bro, he would probably would have like made him like slapped him, fucking made him do a push up, all kinds of shit, bro.
Yeah, literally. Like, back then, a drill sergeant could basically like fucking torment you for like however long boot camp is. Like, you're a fucking pussy ass bitch until you're out of here and shit like that. Like that's the way they would
literally.
Fucking.
They were like Lucifer's torturers, bro. In hell.
Yeah, literally. Build the perfect Dragon Ball Z character from these 5 things. Whose mind, potential, abilities, body would you have, and who is your sensei? Can't pick the same character twice. Mind, probably Vegeta. Honestly, Vegeta's mind is probably the best. Potential, Broly. Broly's potential. No gods or angels, right? Yeah, so you can't pick those guys. Abilities, Cell. I mean, Cell, dude, has everyone's fucking abilities. Yeah, dude. Body, I mean, Broly's fucking jacked, bro. He's fucking huge.
Well, if we're
but you can't pick him twice, though.
I would say Boo, because he has.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah. Boo's actually a good one. Boo's a good one because of his
fucking chocolate with his
flexibility.
Fucking,
Yeah, Boo's actually a good pick. I'd probably say Boo. Sensei? Who would be a good sensei? Oh, Master Roshi. Shit, me trying Goku. Yeah, literally.
Spirit
Bomb. Someone said Piccolo's mind, Gohan's potential, Goku's abilities, Boo's body, Roshi, Sensei. Yeah, I mean, Gohan's a good one too, but Broly obviously has more potential. But yeah.
Yeah, Broly blatantly said, like, because that's the problem. They kind of like, it's either they retcon Gohan or the writer just decided to change his mind, because Gohan was the potential at first, you know, but then they just stopped with him.
Like, think about it this way. The biggest jump in power we've ever seen was in Dragon Ball Super, the Broly movie. He went from below base Vegeta, like not even close, like fodder to Vegeta, to fucking whipping Goku Blue and Vegeta Blue. In the same battle. Instantly.
Well, yeah, like
that level.
Never got knocked out. He never got incapacitated. Just on the fly.
It was like a fucking instinctual exponential Zenkai boost. He didn't even like, dude. That's the biggest jump I've ever seen in
Like
someone ever.
personally, I'm actually worried because if he's built like that, like bro, like I feel like they really are gonna need to watch out for him because if he was to ever break for any reason or maybe even turn evil, they're gonna be in trouble.
They're fucked. Yeah.
Yeah, they need to figure out something because his fucking growth is ridiculous.
Yeah, like even now in Dragon Ball Super, the manga, Goku and Vegeta are like they're like hesitant to
It's
battle
been
him all
decades.
out. Yeah, because they're like, dude, if we fight here, they always say this shit. If we fight him here, we're gonna destroy the fucking planet. Like fucking Whis is always
Yeah.
telling him, like, you gotta learn how to control your power because if you don't, you're gonna be blowing up planets while you fight and shit. Like easily, if you're so powerful.
Jay, but Jay, the way it works is if they're not destroying planets and you're in the future, that means you're not planetary anymore, and that means
Literally,
Dragon Ball Z characters are stronger than Super now.
I don't know. That's a
So
weird. Literally, it's like, dude, where did that shit even
no,
come from?
I'm over here saying that right now because people have been pulling that bullshit with Boruto and Naruto
Yeah.
lately.
Some people actually know about Dragon Ball too. It's kind of weird, but do y'all think Gara was holding back even when Lee went fifth? He was not holding back. He was never holding back.
No,
Yeah,
that
no.
motherfucker was going all out the whole time.
Yeah,
And the fun fact, I actually rewatched the fight because I'm going through the entirety of Part One Naruto, the movies and filler. So I'm gonna go like really, really hard on the whole scaling things. I'm just gonna have everything available to like. So this way, when I start doing my Part One videos first, I can just take everything into consideration, like for people that care about the filler, movies, whatever, and then obviously the main shit with the manga and the anime
yeah,
adaptation. But when I rewatched that whole fight, he was serious the entire time.
yeah,
And he even got so serious to the point where he released his inner demon. So like when Naruto goes QB eye mode, where he has the red eye and shit, whatnot. That literally happens during the Leaf fight as well. And Conqueror even says it verbatim. And he's like, "Oh no, that's not good. Inner demon awakened, whatever, blah blah." So like he gets like his Shikaku fucking amp as well, and he's over here like trying to the whole time he was going all out. There was one moment where he did start playing with Lee.
yeah,
What's it called? He was like licking his lips, and he even like says like, "I'm gonna take my time, killing you, whatever." But that was for one moment. But in the moment Lee does the second gate and then like recovers from his first gate inflictions, then he's good to go. And then now Gar's like, "Oh shit, okay, now I gotta get serious." And then it just goes on from there, and then he eventually does like all the other gates and things like that. But yeah, Gara was serious the whole fucking time. Like Gara literally says towards the end of that fight, like, "Is he even human?"
yeah.
Like, he
Literally, like
was shitting his pants, bro.
Yeah, literally. Gara's always in part one. He's almost constantly bloodlusted. Like, yeah, he's not going Shukaku immediately, but he's always in that constant like bloodlusted sort of mode the
Yeah.
entire time until Naruto beats him and during the Konoha Crush arc. That's basically when that ends. You like he has like he
People he
reforms.
didn't take serious facts. Like the only people he
Yeah,
didn't take serious in the beginning was like Kankuro, Tamari, Naruto. I'm talking about base Naruto.
yeah,
Things like that. He just blatantly because that's the thing. He's very blunt.
yeah,
So he doesn't sugarcoat it. He'll just say whatever he wants to say. So like the show always emphasized whether Gaara considered someone a threat. The only people he considered a threat was Neji, Sasuke, Lee once he started fighting him, and then eventually QB Naruto.
QB Naruto.
When he's in
Yeah,
the forest. Yeah.
yeah, literally.
So like
So
those are like he always either says it or it's emphasized.
yeah, exactly. I think people started disliking the military more after Iraq freedom, and also it is much easier to get poor people without a life than people with a good life. You mean into the military? Yeah. If Broly ever
Oh
goes
yeah.
evil, just call Gohan and have him stub his pinky toe. After that, it's over. Just say Broly clapped Videl. I mean, that jump where in fucking Dragon Ball Super superhero movie was pretty big. I mean, Gohan went from like maybe in base he was like decently powerful to like arguably above Prime Goku and Vegeta when he went super, Gohan Beast. That was a pretty big jump, but
Yeah.
still to me not as big of a jump as fucking Broly being fodder to
Yeah.
fucking being above
And
like Gohan and Goku
And
and
then not
Vegeta.
only that, like there's a lot of arbitrary, like a lot of vague things with that whole fight. That was just them kind of like testing each other. And then
Yeah.
eventually they get serious to a certain degree. Like they're not going like fully, like all out. Because Goku's not trying to kill his son and Gohan's not trying to kill his dad, right?
Yeah, they weren't trying to kill each other now.
So there's that too, but it was very, very clear that like the moment Goku at least went Super Saiyan Blue, he was just way above Gohan at that point. Like,
yeah,
Gohan could fuck with all the other forms, which that is impressive, right?
That's impressive. Yeah.
Like, even fight against Super Saiyan 1 and 2. He didn't go 3, though.
No, I didn't.
Maybe 3 would have even been enough to be Gohan at that point, but I don't know. But either way, when he went Super Saiyan Blue, like Goku was allowing him to do certain things. Like if he wanted to finish it, he would have finished it. And Gohan was, if my memory's right, I think there was like a couple times where Gohan said, "Stop holding back. I want."
Yeah, he did say that.
Like, you know, I could have sworn he said that a couple times. And then Goku's like, "All right, you asked for it," and he does. And what do you know? He one shots him. You know.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
What's it called? But so it was like it was impressive. But it wasn't like, you know, like, oh my god, you know what I mean? Like,
no. Even
especially compared to Broly, like, nah.
Yeah, even when he went Beast, and I think he scrapped with Master Ultra Instinct Goku kind of recently in the Super manga. They showed relativity. No one was like fucking destroying the other person, and that's with Gohan Beast form. So we'll say this because someone asked about Black Frieza. Black Frieza is by far the strongest Z fighter in the universe, by far. Now, honestly, I think Gohan Beast would get fucked up too. Maybe Broly,
could have the chance.
If Broly, Broly went ham and started. Let's say he went in the hyperbolic time chamber somehow, then he'd have it. Maybe even be stronger than Frieza. I wouldn't be surprised. But
that man might start clapping Beerus.
Yeah, literally.
He can jump.
That dude's gonna be like fucking the next god of destruction. Even like that dude's a fucking dog. I think bro's trying to scrap with Beerus. Here's the thing, Beerus is always weird to scale and probably will continue to be because he's constantly retconned. We know that the Battle of Gods movie, apparently he was going 70% back then when Goku barely went Super Saiyan God, and now he's still stronger than Goku? Like, it's obviously a retcon, obviously.
Because 70%, that's fucking,
back then.
Like, that's a lot.
Yeah, Goku now is hundreds, maybe thousands of times stronger than he was then now. Like, dude, come on. He's fucking 70%. Fair,
you can maybe argue Beerus is still training or doing things, but the only problem with that is, like, whenever we do see the motherfucker, he's always just chilled out, on vacation, sleeping, you know?
Never training. He's never fucking training. He's always chilling, like... Black Frieza, the only guy that probably could beat him right now is fucking Beerus, and of course Whis. I mean, Whis doesn't even battle though. He's like, right now he's way above everybody else.
Is probably very, very likely. Whis at least, no matter what.
Yeah, Whis for sure.
Even him, he could definitely probably do it more than likely. Broly would only have the best chance out of anyone to potentially give him a run for his money or maybe even surpass him.
Yeah.
Jiren, if he
keeps training
after everything he went through, because I'm gonna be honest, Jiren kind of reminded me of Gaara against Naruto, where Jiren had like his ideals, his values or whatever, a certain thought process.
Yeah.
But then when Goku beat him and like kind of showed like certain things of what matters as well.
Certain flaws.
Like, like certain flaws. I think what's going to happen now, because we saw how fucking crazy strong Gaara got when he realized the power of love is also important, not just the power of darkness and hatred.
Yeah.
What's it called? And then like Gaara started fucking jumping leagues of powers in part 1. So like if that happens similar with Jiren, I could only imagine how strong he'll be if he starts training more seriously or, you know, growing even more. So Jiren, Broly have the best chances, but the people that could beat him for sure would be Beerus and Whis.
Yeah, like All Angels, Beerus, and that's a good point. I think that is a good analogy with Jiren and Gaara because that's probably what's going to happen when we see Jiren again in the manga. He probably is going to be a lot stronger, a lot more matured as a warrior because he was stuck in his ways. Ideologically, his way was I have to be selfish, I have to prioritize my way, and I have to continue to become stronger. That's all that matters.
Like
yeah, exactly. And Goku was like Naruto. He's like, no, my friends, they give me strength.
Family. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. And Jiren realized that. I mean, the only way he was able to realize that was Goku beating him. And honestly, him and Frieza going together just made it even more of a solidified sort of memory that Jiren will never forget. Like, oh man, him working with Frieza beat me. Like his friendships, even though him and Frieza had so much beef for so long, they worked together. Android 17 helped. Like he's like, wow, this shit does help. Like you do get stronger. When you protect others, and I think he's never gonna forget that. He's probably training right now, and he probably is gonna be strong.
He's gonna establish those values with his friends now as well.
Yeah.
You know, so like with that level of mindset and instilling those values, imagine how strong he's gonna be then. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And mind you, he was already fucking insane
cracked
in the Tournament of Power. He was holding back the entire time.
Yeah,
like,
literally.
He just wanted to immediately beat everybody. He could have done it right there, and that's it. There would be no more writing.
One shots.
They would all be dead. Like if he really wanted to, but he pulled a Gar. Gar did the same shit.
Same shit.
Gar would always feel out people. You know what I mean? Like, and he would kill them immediately if they're weak. But if they were like had potential or could potentially give him a run for his money, he's like, all right, bet, let's run it. See what you can do, whatever.
Yeah.
And then Gar would just go on and go on. And Jura did very similar things.
Really similar,
basically, and it just kind of went from there. And Jiren, not even at full power, was scrapping with Ultra Instinct Goku. You know what I mean? Something that Gohan was only able to do when he's at full power and going into beast mode. You know what I mean?
Literally.
So, like, Jiren's a fucking beast.
He's a monster.
Like, he's no joke,
Yeah, he's a monster.
He even surpassed God of Destructions. Stated verbatim at that point.
Even the fucking, like, his God of Destructions, like, kind of scared of him and shit. He's like, oh, fuck. Like, even he's scared of him. Like, dude, that's crazy. Yeah. That's how strong he is. Like, that guy's potential is pretty immense too. Like I guarantee he will be stronger. He might even be stronger than Goku.
Broly's still better though. From wise what we see.
That dude. What's funny is that guy didn't really even have a mind. He's just a fucking like at first he was just a mindless beast stronger than Goku, which is crazy. Like to think about. He's a mindless fucking endless potential, infinite potential fucking machine. That's literally what he is.
Like Jiren could be stronger than Broly as well, especially if he's starting at full power. That's potentially, but what is given without an absolute fact, Broly has the most insane large jumps in power, though.
Insane.
Anyone.
Insane.
Not even Jiren, compete. Jiren didn't have any jumps. He just stayed the same. He got weaker the whole time.
Literally. Like Broly, literally, his max potential was so fodder, and then it fucking jumped to like Goku and Vegeta had to fuse. They had no fucking choice because they were getting their asses beat. So that's how big a jump he had, which is just honestly fucking crazy. That's an insane jump.
It's kind of like Goku Black, but on steroids.
Yeah, he's fucking cracked, dude. It's insane how powerful he is. Bro went from Namek Super Saiyan level to Blue in 3 months. Oh, you're talking about Frieza? Yeah, he had a big jump, dude. That's a big jump. Bro, Hyperbolic Broly would be stupid. Do y'all think they could make Super Saiyan 4 and cooler canon? I don't know how they, especially Super Saiyan 4, how would they make that make sense? I don't know. Because that was never even like
there's kind of no like the problem is like there's
no room for it now
because there's God, you know what I mean?
Like, and there's no point.
Like maybe if Goku's willing to like combine Super Saiyan 4 with God Ki as well, then it could be relevant. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Instead of having to deal with the negative drawbacks of Super Saiyan 3, because I'm be honest, he probably's never done God Ki with Super Saiyan 3 because he only does it with 2 and 1 because of the negative drawbacks Super Saiyan 3 had. It was like very short. I forgot what the cons were, but it was kind of similar to the Gates in a way. So like with Super Saiyan 4, he doesn't have to worry about those drawbacks and he's even more powerful. So if he can learn Super Saiyan 4 and combine that with God Ki, then it could be relevant, but it's to the point where what's the point of any other transformation when they have God transformation?
Yeah, exactly. Do you think a hypothetical Ultra Vegito now with MUI Goku and Ultra Mega Fusion could beat Black Frieza or even Beerus? Here's my logic as to why they probably wouldn't beat Frieza right now. Frieza is extremely intellectual, extremely calculated, extremely meticulous. So when he came and one-shotted Goku and Vegeta and let them live, I think he knew that was possible. He saw them fuse, right? And he saw how much powerful they got and how they almost killed Broly. They were going to kill him if it weren't for that one chick using the Dragon Balls. So, logically, Frieza's deducing, I'm so much more powerful than these guys that even if they fucking fuse, it doesn't matter. I'm still going to whip their fucking ass. That's how much stronger. And he even thinks he's above Broly because he let everybody live. He didn't say, I'm going after Broly. He didn't say, I'm going to kill you guys right now. He let them all live. All of them. And I think he's so confident. I'm not saying that he's absolutely correct, but the higher probability is that he probably currently probably can beat fused Ultra Vegito. Honestly, that sounds crazy. Sense. Yeah, it sounds crazy, but the guy let them live for a reason. He let them live for a reason.
It makes sense though, Jay, because if he was scared of their fusion, then he would have just killed them.
Yeah, exactly.
He's not going to risk that. He doesn't want to go through the feeling of defeat and humiliation that he's gone through for fucking decades with them.
Exactly.
Always losing.
Always getting like humiliated and fucking like cucked and shit. Here's the thing you could say about Frieza. You could argue his arrogance is getting in the way, and he's like, I think I could still take him. That's possible. That's fair.
Or something.
But he's lost so many times. I don't think he wants to feel that humiliation again. I don't think that's the case.
He wants to be on top for once and stay that way.
And I think he wanted them to know that. That's another reason why he let them live. He's like, I want you guys to remember this. Like, I'm better than you.
He tried to kill Goku and Vegeta with Broly. That's why he killed Broly's dad. To fucking like he actually really wanted them to die, but then when they did the fusion, he wasn't expecting that though. He was like, "Oh fuck," you know.
It's like fuck, man. Like that's why he tricked Broly and made him think that they killed his dad when it was really him. Yeah. He's like he wanted them to die that day. He wanted to take them out.
He wants to be Goku and Vegeta. So like the fact that he spared them. I would probably currently I would agree with Jay.
Yeah,
probably he even thinks even their fusion's not enough.
Yeah, you know? And think about this. He's so adamant on killing them that 2 times, not once, twice, he's been willing to kill himself. On Namek, when he was gonna blow up Namek and kill Goku with him, he's like, "Fuck it, we'll both die." And then when he did it in the battle, in the fucking not Battle of Gods, the fucking other one, Resurrection of Frieza, he was gonna blow up the planet again. He's like, "Fuck it, I might not be able to kill y'all, but I can blow up the planet. Y'all can die with me."
Yeah, but that's how
literally, that's how adamant he is on killing these guys. He fucking despises.
He does not like losing. He does not. You know,
he's like he'd rather pull a Datara.
Sparing them, so you guys may be like, "Oh well, Jay and Batman, wouldn't that contradict what you're saying? Because you let him be alive?" And it's like, no, because if you think about it, that means he thinks he's so strong that even if they were to fuse or whatever, not like that means he just thinks nobody can basically stop him at that point.
Yeah, nobody.
And the fact that he believes that highly and with how strong he was, I would feel like that's why there's more, precedents for that more than likely being the case.
Yeah, exactly.
Otherwise, it would just being like a direct contradiction of his character or whatever,
Exactly.
And sure, like, as Jay said, you could probably try to argue like, oh, maybe he's just being too arrogant and he's clearly wrong, whatever. But we haven't seen anything else yet, so unfortunately we can't.
Yeah, there's not you can't really substantiate it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you can't substantiate it. So there's just way more evidence for what we're basically getting at.
Exactly. So I can't wait to see. There's a couple fights I'd love to see. I know they're on a hiatus right now. They haven't dropped a manga chapter in a minute, but cool fights I'd love to see would be Ultra Vegito versus Black Frieza, or Gohan Beast versus Black Frieza. Maybe Gohan gets stronger, or maybe Goku and a Gohan fusion or something like that. That would be dope too. Honestly, something like that. Yeah, that would be Beast, awesome. Beast, like it'd be like some fucking whatever Ultra they call Beast. It. Ultra Beast, yeah, some shit like that. That would be awesome. Honestly, something like that. Or even Broly versus Black Frieza. Let's say he does, he gets a lot of training. He learns how to control his power, and he scraps with Frieza. That would be pretty dope. I wouldn't mind seeing that either. I guarantee we're gonna see one of those matchups. Guaranteed, we see one of those. One of those is gonna happen. I almost guarantee it. They could grow their tails. It's
going to be somebody. It's either going to be Jiren, Broly, or there's going to be some fusion. Something.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind a new fusion. Like, just pull something new out. Because we've seen Vegito, Gogeta for a long time. I wouldn't mind something new. Like, fucking...
Imagine Jiren or Broly did a fusion.
Holy fuck. That would be fucking cracked. They could grow their tails, and then, they could merge their powers of Ultra and Super Saiyan. Yeah. Imagine Black Cooler. That would look dope. Cooler with the black form would look dope.
He would be a menace, dude.
Fucking
Cooler
dog.
Was always stronger than Frieza, too. So he would be a
He's fucking
menace.
Powerful, man. The only way
he actually had that aura. Like, I'm sorry, but whenever I see Frieza, he's always like a fucking clown to me or a goofball. Like he's like the epic fail version of like trying to be Madara or Itachi.
Literally, bro.
Cooler though, when he pulled up from that movie, bro, he was that guy.
He's a dog. That boy's a dog. That one scene where Goku and Vegeta are almost like dead and they're looking up and seeing all those clones. A fucking Cooler, that shit was peak, bro. Like that took
Robot Cooler was a dog. Normal Cooler was a dog.
Normal Cooler. Bro. Dude, that guy's different, yeah, for sure. The only way I'd see a Super Saiyan 4 being a threat is if they have a Saiyan still with his tail, and you can say he's an ancient Saiyan, and because of that, Super Saiyan multiplier would be much greater than God. That'd be dope. Yeah. Kind of like the main character in Dragon Ball Legends. His name is Shala. Yeah, that'd be pretty dope. Remember in GT,
if they do like similar to Gohan, where like how he had his beast mode, he gets a crazy jump. So maybe the Super Saiyan 4 will have like a crazy jump like that too.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Remember in GT, the Kai's pulled Goku's tail out. GT, yeah, it's been a minute since I've seen like GT. Honestly,
the only thing I'm worried about though is, again, shout out to the GOAT, rest in peace. But since Toriyama did pass, I'm hoping it doesn't go downhill from here though.
Yeah, let's just hope now. That guy was the manga god himself. I mean, the guy was a fucking legend.
Like that's the only thing I'm scared of. Like, it's kind of really sad when you think about it, because we're probably going to get some crazy bangers happening, because there was so much potential he set up basically. Yeah, and I'm just hoping they don't fuck that up.
I hope they like respect what he believed was the next steps.
What like if he had anything planned as well or already in motion?
Should follow
like,
that. Exactly. Freezer was only a joke post-Namek, to be frank, in his own saga. Before Goku went Super Saiyan, he was the guy. Yeah, but now, I mean, well, not now. Right now, he's the top dog again. But like for a long time, Goku was just better than him, and Vegeta. They were both better than him. I mean.
And that was for like forever too. Like
long fucking time.
Yeah, it took until Super for him to have any chance.
Barely now, with 10-year, decade and a half battle time chamber, has he like retaken his spot as a top Z fighter. It's been like probably fucking however long ago the Namek saga was written. That's how long it's been. It's been a long fucking time.
I'm sorry, but if you get a one-shot someone, that's a big deal.
That's a big, and especially at their most powerful. That's crazy, dude. That's fucking crazy.
It's not like he did it off guard either, or from like behind, or where you could maybe do some speculation or some shit. He did it in their face, just straight up.
That's crazy. Like they were in their full power, ultra ego and fucking true ultra instinct. He fucking one-shot both of them at the same time. Same fucking time. Took them both out. That's fucking crazy, dude. That's the coldest shit I've seen since like Jiren fodderizing Goku in a tournament of power. Like that shit is crazy. That's fucking crazy how fucking powerful he got, dude.
That's even colder than Madara technically, because Madara at least gave the 5 Kage a chance. You know what I mean?
Yeah, literally.
At least holding back, whatever.
There was actually a fight.
That's like Madara just going immediately like perfect Susanoo and just bam dead.
Like fucking one-shotting the entire. Literally like one-shotting. That's fucking crazy, man. Do you hear the leaks about Dama?
Nah, you're gonna learn today. Like know your place.
Yeah, literally. I believe whoever takes over for Toriyama is going to do right by him. Yeah, bro, me too. Let's just hope that's the case for sure. Toriyama should have still have written enough notes for 1 or 2 more arcs. Yeah, I would assume so, man. I think there's some stuff that he had for sure, yeah. Toriyama should still have written enough notes, yeah. Did you guys hear about the leaks about Dama? I won't say if you don't want to know. It comes out in October. I'm definitely interested enough to check it out. We'll see. But yeah, folks, any questions at all? It can be One Piece, Boruto. Honestly, speaking of Boruto, everyone is speculating that Momoshiki is going to emerge because Jura sniped Boruto with his fucking weird ass laser ability, and he's like mortally wounded. So it's almost guaranteed Momo is going to have a Kurama like moment and just amp Boruto and have him fight Jura. So I guarantee that will probably happen this chapter. And
it's going to be interesting because like from what I've heard and like little things I've seen, it's like he's been trying to not have Momo come out or use.
I think that's the case.
So it's actually very intriguing to where we probably might get some answers on that and see why he's so worried for that power to even be released.
Yeah, like Naruto explained on Twitter. Shout out to him. He's been talking about like, I think Momo's going to come out. I think him and Jura are going to scrap. And I'll say this logically, I would assume Momoshiki is like so much stronger now, just because how strong Boruto is since Blue Vortex has started. The guy took out Code like he was fodder. That's fucking crazy how powerful he's become. So imagine a guy in base being already above Jigen with a Momoshiki amp. So imagine how powerful.
Bro, we thought Sasuke's time skip growth was insane.
Dude, oh my god.
Or Kakashi's like growth with the MS, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Boruto took that shit to a whole other level, bro.
Dude, that guy's fucking. That's a huge jump, dude. But
it makes sense. It makes sense. He has the genius of Minato. Lord Force's basically genetic prowess and whatnot. Naruto's qualities as well. He learns from Jiraiya. He learns from fucking Sasuke, Kakashi.
Crazy.
Like, he just has all these fucking goats that are around him to develop him. It's like, what do you expect?
Dude, like he's a prodigy himself, and he has the greatest mentors of all time around him, like Naruto, Sasuke, Jiraiya, and the filler. It's crazy. The guy's a fucking
I'll say it to this day too. To me, it's obvious, but Boruto is basically Minato as the main character, but with Kushina's qualities as well.
Literally, yeah.
Like it's just, and this is what happens when Minato's basically the main character, and
facts,
he's
bro.
Cracked,
he's fucking cracked, bro. Jura, I guarantee if Borushiki comes out, Jura's probably gonna have a scrap on his hands. He's gonna have a threat. Like that guy's gonna be somebody, even for him, who one-shotted Kawaki, who one-shotted Boruto, who slammed Himawari. Like he's gonna have a battle on his hands with Borushiki. I could say that.
2 minutes as well. That the fucking goat still. I remember that one verbatim statement where Boruto still says like he's not better than Minato than the Flying Viper. Which is crazy. It's like what?
Yeah, bro.
Imagine like he doesn't mention fodder Tobirama either. It's always
fuck Tobirama. Literally, bro.
It's always comparing Minato, bro. It's hilarious.
Tobirama is never mentioned for a reason. I'm sorry. Like he's never fucking mentioned. I don't give a fuck if he made that shit. No one gives a fuck that he made it. They fuck with Minato. Fuck Tobirama, dude. Honestly, I'm sorry.
Like every time in Boruto, someone's brought up with like any abilities remotely similar
Minato
or just greatness. It's Minato.
Never every fucking time.
Part 1, Shippuden, and
literally,
fucking
bro.
Boruto.
Like
if that's not enough to persuade you fucking delusional Tobirama tards, I don't know what to tell you, bro.
Like even Tsunade, she saw Tobirama, like because she was around, still old enough to see him. She never gives a fuck about him. She always says, "Oh my god, he's like the Yellow Flash." You never hear her say, "Oh my god, he's better than Tobirama." No one gives a fuck. No one gives a fuck about him, dude. Fuck him.
Shit all the time. Tsunade, Killer Bee saying shit all the time. Minato, Yamato, Kakashi.
Literally,
like, it's everything. It's always Minato. It's never Tobirama.
Fuck him. And I'm gonna say this because I don't give a fuck. Shout out to my boy Sage and Six Noodles. That pussy ass bitch reacted to their shit talking shit. Noodles. Tobirama is fucking doo-doo. He's fucking trash. He's not Jubito. He doesn't have the speed to fucking perceive Jubito, let alone react to him and put 7 paper bombs on him. You're a fucking retard. And so is your fucking rapist friend, Surfbone. Fuck you too. So fuck y'all. Sage is a real one, bro. I got his back, Sage. You're my dog. I got your back. I know you don't have beef with them. If you're watching this, you're my dog. I got your back. Fuck you, Noodles, and fuck Surfbone too. Fuck y'all. So Tobirama, y'all are retarded as fuck. I saw
that blows my mind. How can you be retarded like in real life and be retarded in fictional scaling? It blows my mind.
Literally, bro. Like, and I'm only defending Sage because I saw Sage post that thing about them talking shit about him on his, their reaction to the video. Fuck y'all. Sage is a better man than y'all. He's a better scaler than y'all. He makes better videos than y'all, and he's a normal person unlike y'all. So fuck y'all. I know Sage will.
I don't even know the guy. I don't even know if, like, Jay's more closer to Sage. But
he's a real one, dog.
Community posts I've seen here and there. I've seen like one of his videos, the Kakashi video, which was fucking incredible. Bro, the guy, like,
he's a real one, bro.
Tremendously leagues ahead of you, fucking.
Way better, way more intelligent, way more talented. He doesn't need to fucking suck dick to fucking get following. Doesn't do any of that shit, bro.
Immature, egotistical, fucking stupid, toxic retard.
Fuck those retards, bro. Fuck y'all. I'll say it because I don't give a fuck.
Because that's the whole group. Like, it's Seth,
fuck all y'all, man.
Fucking Noodles, and
I don't give a fuck.
Fuck all you weirdos.
Yeah, bro. Fuck all y'all. Like, y'all are fake as fuck. Sage is a real one, bro. For real. Like, he's my dog at this point. TG's my dog. All the guys are my dogs. Fuck Noodles, bro. And you know that's what I think about you, bro. Fuck you. Sage of Thick Heads is a go. Yeah, shout out to the dog, bro. Y'all talking shit about him.
Hey, I'll say this. You know you're that guy when you start getting on the radar of
facts
of Noodles and
pussy boy Noodles.
Whenever they start seeing any room of greatness, so or people growing or success or whatever, they immediately want to just dive on that train and try to make themselves relevant because they're so fucking lazy and can't ever do anything themselves to be in the light. They have to always go and cling to other great people or whatever, whatnot, and use their work and then channel that in correlation and try to shit them for it and whatnot.
Literally, it's like that other pussy. That other pussy that was. Yeah, literally, the other pussy that was with him, Surfbone the Grapist, was like, "Why did Six get him on? You know why, Surfbone? Because he's more talented than you. He's smarter than you. He's a better scaler than you. He's not a fucking rapist like you, and he's not a fucking groomer, fucking apologist like you. That's why.
They get jealous that Six has done collabs with the dude. It's like Six and Swag don't do things. They don't fuck with
y'all, bro.
If they acknowledge and see someone's really good with something or whatever, they do it for a reason.
Facts,
you know what I mean?
Bro.
Like, so the fact that they're willing to do that, TG as an example, Sage, whatever, it just goes to show, hey. It's because they actually have brain cells. They have good
normal people,
integrity,
bro.
You name it, good scaling, so on and so forth. Like, exactly, normal fucking people. While you weirdos for XYZ amount of reasons why they don't fuck with you or do anything.
Yeah, no one gives a fuck about y'all. Like, there's a reason why you're burning bridges, bro. You're a fucking pussy and shows your friends. I'm sorry. Fuck y'all. Can't forget Six. Shout out to the boy. Yeah, shout out to the boy Six too. Daigo Knight is solid. Hey, here's what I'll say. One thing I'll say about Daigo Knight. Daigo Knight is a solid ass dude, bro. Like, yeah, if you disagree with his takes, the guy's a real one. He's talented. Obviously, he's making bag, and he's a real dude. The guy's a real dude. He's doing his thing.
That podcast was peak.
That shit was lit. That shit was hilarious. Shout out to the dog. He's our dog, and he's a real dude. Do I agree with all his takes? Of course not. But he's a real dude, man. It's that simple. That's more than I can say for bitch ass Noodles and his fucking groomer apologists. That's all I could say. Yep. So it is what it is. I'd rather be
difference with Dumb and Daigo. Daigo gets into no drama. He's just for the bag. And he's also not supporting pedos, being racist, doing all these crazy fucking things, you know?
Yeah, bro. Like, and like most people want to stay quiet. I get it. It's business. I just don't give a fuck. Like, fuck y'all. If you have a problem with me, you can say, fuck y'all too. Fuck y'all. I don't give a damn. So, shout out to the dog. Shout out to all those guys. Sage, TG, Six, Daigo. All those guys are goats, bro. All of them. Good guys. We've talked to them on and off fucking stream. Great. All of them great guys. All of them. Swag, of course. Great guy. All of them, honestly.
I heard recently. I haven't seen it. I think TG did a Naruto video. It was Sage Naruto versus the 5 Summit. And Swag in it.
Shout out to the boys, man. Me and TG did that, but I think he wanted to redo it with them. We did it a while ago. Shout out to Six and Swag. Those guys are goats. It's good to see Swag back on a video too. Shout out to him. So.
Apparently there's like lore with Swag in that video from what I've heard.
I saw like the first 5 minutes. Because they made a joke right away. Like, I finally brought him back from the dead.
Oh my god!
And Swag's like, hey man,
they're always giving him shit on Twitter.
They are. Swag's like, leave me the fuck alone, bro.
Literally.
Yeah, literally, bro. Swag's a real one though. He's a goat. What's going on, Kedrick? What's going on, bro? Including Boruto stuff though. I don't know Boruto scaling. Oh, you're talking about Aizen? Aizen. I'm gonna say this: if Aizen's at least remotely as strong as fucking the guys I've seen, and even in current anime at Bleach, he would slam most people in Boruto. Besides like Shirai, he would slam. Like those guys are multiversal. Squad Zero's multiversal.
From what I've heard, and Jay's been seeing in Shinobi, like Bleach is just on. They're really fucking strong.
Cracked. It's insane how strong they are.
Like, it hurts my soul. I'm pretty
it hurts
sure
me too.
Love Naruto and Boruto more than but
for so long, even before I watched Bleach, I was like, "Fuck Bleach, bro." They would never scrap with Boruto and Naruto. But now I don't really have a choice. I saw a Squad Zero captain shake the multiverse on screen. Shaking a multiverse. Yeah, that's fucking crazy. I can't. There's nothing I can really say about. There's nothing I can say now. I'm sorry. There's nothing I could say. That would be like someone in Naruto shaking the main universe, shaking like Kaguya's dimensions, shaking Kamui dimensions, shaking all the dimensions at the same time. That's basically what. At the same time. At the same time. Yep. That's literally what she did. That's crazy, bro. That's
like
crazy.
The closest you can even get from what I've heard is like apparently it was like Momoshiki and like Kinshiki. They're like, oh my god, like Naruto's power. We can feel it through like some. And there was like some area that they're at.
Oh,
you can try to do whatever you want to scale that or whatever. People, in my opinion, people do tons of highballs with it or some weird shit. But the bottom line is Naruto's never shaking everything.
Never. So that's insane.
Not even Baryon mode. Not even like when he was in his strongest form. There was no statements. There was no
nothing.
There was nothing. Of him like doing anything crazy, you know.
And apparently Aizen's stronger than that. So that's what I've heard. Like Aizen's gonna be stronger than that or some crazy shit. That's crazy to me.
And Kishimoto would have done that too. Like I'm sorry, but the fact that Kishimoto didn't emphasize with Naruto in Baryon mode, you know what I mean? Like the fact that he doesn't do that to be like, oh, like Naruto's now like shaking the universe or like some crazy shit, right?
Yeah.
Like to me, that just goes to show even further. You know what I mean? That like they're not built like that yet. Because eventually they will emphasize that because they haven't done that yet. The only thing they've ever done that was with the data books in Shippuden, and that's obviously bullshit.
Hyperbolic.
Shippuden characters are not fucking universal.
Not even close. Not even now they're universal. Especially back then. What about pre-Thousand Year Blood Work Aizen? Oh, you mean like a Espada arc against Boruto? There I'd be more inclined to say, like, if it was Boruto Uzumaki right now, who's like way above planetary, he's probably Solar System Plus, he might be that Aizen. I wouldn't be I might lean towards Boruto there, but the Aizen I hear about would be Boruto, the one that like becomes a fucking cracked ass fucking
Yeah. Here's
monster.
another thing too. Shout out to
Yeah,
Boruto's sister. That bitch slammed Shippuden in part
dude,
one
dude,
altogether.
already Himawari would slam Shippuden and part one, bro. She's a
Jiraiya's
monster.
easy. He's like, I must place the tag. Dead.
She get instant. He would get instantly fucking like perception blitz by her, bro.
He thought
She's
Four Tails was bad, bro. That bitch is, from what I heard, she was in a cloak only.
cloak only. She didn't even have a tail out yet. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh
Yeah,
my
no, that's
God.
crazy how powerful she is. There's a data book statement that says Ichigo was the only thing in between Aizen and the Soul King, so apparently Squad Zero can't fuck with Hoyoku Aizen. I'm not surprised that Aizen gets that strong. I'm really not. It's Aizen after all.
Yeah.
So, honestly, the Hoyoki, this is what I get from it. It's not, obviously, I don't know for sure. It seems that it's always rising the power level of the user. So Aizen probably right now incarcerated in that fucking chamber is probably getting stronger while in this very moment. Like he's getting more powerful in that fucking chamber, locked up, incarcerated. It's almost like that Hoyuki is constantly just amping him. That's what it seems like, honestly. That's fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Any recs for Discord servers I should join? Me and Batman have both Discord. So actually, all three of us. Shinobi 2 has a Discord server if you want to join any.
The ones that are more active is Jay's and mine.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Shinobi got one as well.
Shinobi got one, yeah.
You can hop on those. If you like a lot of like fucking fighting and drama and shit, but like not on the weird levels, like like some noodles or all the other bullshit.
Yeah.
You can go to D1 server.
D1, yeah. It's a lot of debates there.
Yeah, a lot of debates there as well. So if you just want it to be very, very active. But yeah, those are about the ones at least I know of. Jay might know maybe some more, but
yeah, there's like Sages. He's a dope guy. There's this other one that's like an OG, like 6 used to be there, Troy. I'm still there, but I'm not that active. It was what the fuck was it called? Infinite Realms. There was a bunch of like legends in there. At one point, I think even Seth was in there. He's not a legend now. Fuck him, but he used to be there. I think I think even Arrow and all of them used to be there. It's kind of dead now. Actually, it would have been better to join like 2-3 years ago. But yeah, that was like a peak debate server. Yamamoto versus Ichibei. Honestly, dude, I'd probably lean towards Ichibei just from what honestly I don't know his full capabilities yet. I'm barely like scratching the surface, but I would say Ichibei probably takes him. What's going on? But who do y'all think wins between Onoki and Kisame? Was talking about this in BC. A lot of folks seem to be split on it, even though I think Onoki kind of slathers. So that's actually an interesting matchup. Two very different arsenals. Now, obviously, the durability and gain effect of Onoki would kill Kisame. Obviously, if it hits him, that's a problem. The fucking particle style would one shots almost anybody.
Kisame, nobody can withstand that. Not even Madara.
Not even Madara, yeah. Not even Madara was able to withstand that. So Kisame would have to be he would have to go on the offensive extremely quickly and siphon chakra from Onoki. Because if Onoki goes airborne and utilizes that, unless Kisame is in his water dome, he's getting fucking. Maybe he could outrun it. I don't know. It's gonna be a problem if he starts spamming this shit.
He could absorb it. That I do know. If he's if he shoots like a water, bomb or whatever.
Yeah, the shark bomb shit.
Yeah, like you could probably absorb it. Samahata, I don't think that would work. I think that would actually backfire because we know fire can still hurt Samahata, but yet it absorbs that as well, like the chakra and shit. So there's limits. So like Samahata, I don't think he would do that because if it like
probably erase him.
It would just kill Samahata. Yeah. So he would need to. Like, he can't use his body to absorb it.
Nah.
He can't use Samahata as a sword absorber. He would have to use water ninjutsu.
Yeah,
and even that is questionable. You could maybe even argue even Particle Style could just get that. But the difference is Kasame is using hacks, where his hacks is absorbing, ninjutsus. And from what he says verbatim and how his technique works, the more powerful the opponent technique is, the more stronger his thing gets, and that's why he always wins. So if Inoki's particle style is like really fucking strong, which it would be, right? And with the hacks that it has, like you could argue that therefore it absorbs it, gets stronger, and then now Inoki's fucked, whatever. Like that's like the best way to really argue for Kasame, of Kasame winning. Because we like Inoki, he's pretty fast. Like we know at least he's Datara level speed.
Definitely airborne, yeah.
Flying. Yeah, Airborne, yeah. And I'm not saying like that's like some god tier shit. You know?
Yeah,
like,
no.
I'm not gonna say Gator was a god. Like, but it's at least decently fast because he was giving like heavy Sasuke some trouble. Kakashi as well was having trouble with it too. So it's pretty fucking fast. But it's like Inoki blitzing Kasame. I'm not gonna say that.
No. Yeah, no, he's not blitzing him.
I think that's a little crazy. So honestly, it just. I'm gonna be real with you. If it comes to an outlasting match, like let's say Kasame's Water Shark can't absorb it, all Kasame has to do is outlast him, which he would do that. Inoki's old as fuck. Particle style takes a heavy fucking toll on him. You know what I mean? You name it. Event his back is always going out as well. So I'm gonna be real with you. If they were to fight, Kasame is more than likely taking it. In my opinion, but Inoki would literally have to like basically like set up a scenario where he could blitz him with the particle style, and if that doesn't happen, then Kasame wins. So like
here's the thing. Yeah, it's definitely situational. Like if they're both on the ground and if Kisame is bloodlusted, he's blitzing Onoki. He's faster than Onoki. He's gonna blitz his ass and take him out.
He can just transform, and he's not. You know what I mean? He'll be fine. Even like his body speed is very like, bro. He was fast enough to react to V1 and B and V2.
That's way faster than Onoki. Way faster.
And that's way faster than Inoki. I don't want to fucking hear like the problem with Inoki. He doesn't really have a lot of feats. Like his best feats was in the War Arc, but 9 out of 10 times that's when he had a mental amp against Mara. So that's not even his casual power like that he can just whip out on the fly. That's when he had like a fucking, Will of Stone and 5 Kage, we can't lose, type shit. It's kind of like Naruto and Gar, right? Naruto doesn't just have that power to command at all fucking times, So that's his best shit remotely, which was against Madara. All the other feats that are like consistent is data level speed flying, and then stalemating the second Shizukage, the mummy dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, and that's whatever. You know what I mean? Like, that's not really impressive. Like, we see a shadow clone of Naruto low diffing the second Shizukage. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not that impressive. Yeah.
Like, exactly. So at the end of the day, like, that's what you have remotely with Inoki. And regardless of whether if you think he's stronger than Asane, I personally don't think he's stronger than Asane. But you could either say he's relative in some regard to the Asane, or you could say he's still below Asane. That's kind of where Inoki's at. And personally, Kasame, you know what I mean? Kasame is very fucking strong. He was like beating up Killer B and shit, and Killer B is above the Sonic.
Yeah, so it'd be the speed that'd be a huge problem for Onoki, especially if he's not levitating right off the jump. He's gonna get blitzed.
Exactly.
If Kisame, especially if he's bloodlusted and he wants to slay him immediately, he's gonna blitz Onoki and probably kill him pretty quickly. He'd have to go airborne right the fuck away. He's no way in hell.
Unless you think Inoki is KCM level. It's like some people.
Some people like to try to argue that bullshit. Like, oh, he's KCM. Like, nah, bro, he's not.
AK a loco, but
literally, like, Kisame is just too fast.
Unless you think they're all built different, and and all the Kages are fucking miraculously KCM level and shit, or heavy Sasuke too. But
literally.
But either way, it's just not gonna happen. And even if they were still relative to each other, like let's say Inoki can keep up, whatever, then it just boils down to chakra levels and stamina and abilities, and Kasame is just gonna be able to outlive.
Way more. He's constantly
and if Inoki
absorbing.
Gets put in a water dome, he's fucked.
He's fucked. Yeah, there's no way he's surviving. He's instantly fucked. Like, he's instantly getting fucking
he would have
penetrated.
to hope to God he doesn't get caught in that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, exactly. If he gets in that, it's instant GG. He'd be blitzed.
And I'll be honest, like, I don't know if he could avoid it because Killer B couldn't have even avoided it.
Yeah, Killer B's
immediately,
and he's way faster. So I mean, honestly,
and Killer B in character doesn't get hit by shit either. He'll always try to avoid it or whatever, unless you're like weaker than him. If you're weaker, then he'll pull like what he did is Sugetsu and Jugo and
play
Sasuke
with you
while in base, and he'll just play with you, take your hits, and then just beat you up.
Exactly. So. Yeah. Do y'all think so? Then how do y'all think high tier Bleach characters stack up against DBZ characters? High tier DBZ characters, I would be more inclined to say would win. Not only do I think they're more powerful, their universe is larger. It's 7 times larger than our own.
Yeah. And
I believe Bleach's universe more so parallels our own. You can even argue that dimensions are perhaps smaller, but that's an appeal to arrogance, to be fair. But there is no indication, or I believe, at least to my knowledge, there's no statements that say that their universe is like larger than our own. So universal classification in Dragon Ball is more impressive than being universal in our own. I think DBZ would beat him Yeah, I think DBZ would beat him.
Especially if we take them at their peak, you know what I mean? Yeah. Whatnot, absolutely.
Like, but right now, Goku would beat them. Obviously, Black Frieza, obviously, Beerus, Vegeta, Gohan. Yeah, they would take them.
Like,
obviously,
bro, characters, like, bro, I could have sworn, I'm pretty sure there was fucking characters from Dragon Ball Z, not even Super, that were affecting the universe here.
Yeah, like Boo and shit was like shaking, like fucking, like yelling and shaking the universe and shit. And that was in the Boo saga, so yeah, they're pretty cracked. It's true on the ground, Kisame is obviously blitzing, but if when he starts in the air, he has an advantage. Yeah, he'd have an advantage in the air for sure. If he was in the air right away,
absolutely, he'll definitely have an advantage, and that just makes sense because Kakashi even like explains it in a simple way. Like range fighters, they can be problematic, especially if if your fighting style is the opposite, like short combat or whatever.
Yeah,
blah,
exactly.
Blah. And he says there's only like two ways to beat them: either you beat them at their own game, or range ninjutsu or whatever, or you have to or use intelligence or some shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whatnot. If you're both comparable to each other, obviously, if you just outscale the dude, then you're fine. So again, like even if you think they're at least relative in some regard, while he's fine, it could be like problematic to Kasame. But again, all Kasame has to do is either outlast, or if the shark bomb is a win con and basically it absorbs his particle style, Inoki will die.
He'll be fucked. He'll be fucked at that point if he's able. Yeah, exactly. Let's see. How would Kisame have fared if he'd fought A instead of B in the snow forest? A is less inclined. Yeah, first of all, A is less inclined to like play around or like test the waters. Yeah, he probably would get blitzed.
So the best way we can analyze A is because technically from when we see him against Sasuke, when he was with his squad, like if he's with his squad, we've seen that he'll be willing to test the waters. But if he's by himself and he doesn't have backup, he's not gonna do that shit. Like he'll just immediately go to V2 and just probably go for the kill. Like, and we kind of seen that with Naruto. Well, when it came to Naruto, he did go V1 at first, but that was because he knew Naruto and he was trying to reason with him.
Yeah.
Then when Naruto wasn't gonna listen, then he gets serious immediately. And mind you, he knows Naruto and is in the Shinobi Alliance, yet he was still willing to fucking kill him.
Exactly.
And go full power. So imagine an Akatsuki member who's
someone
obviously not, whatever. He's not going V1. So
there's no test there.
No test. And Kasame's dead. Like, there's absolutely nothing he could fucking do.
He's faster than B. Yeah, he's fucked.
Yeah, and even if he went V1, sure, Kasame might be able to react, right? And then like he takes some chakra. But the moment Raikage realized what Kasame just did, and he would just get serious and kill him because he would obviously lose if he keeps holding back.
Yeah, the speed would be too great. Honestly, it'd be too great.
If Kasame struggled to fucking V2, imagine what V2 would do for Raikage.
Oh my god, literally, literally. I meant like lower mid tier DBZ. Oh, them against Bleach, they'd lose. Yeah, if you mean like Namek Saga and shit, they're just
like Galaxy levels and shit.
Yeah, right, like before, like Cell Arc and below, they definitely lose. Definitely. Yeah. Boo Saga and Boo Saga is arguable as if they beat like top of the line Bleach characters.
That's arguable.
That's arguable. That's
like contentious.
Yeah. Super and beyond, they're probably beating Bleach.
I would still be on DBZ's side because of how much bigger. Like you said,
the universes are larger.
Unfortunately, Bleach just doesn't have anything to quantify, and that does give the edge for Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just greater distance and greater, power aspects, basically.
Yeah. So exactly.
But either way, it's at least arguable. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's definitely arguable. Yeah. Tsunade versus Conan there in the parent arc. This is what I'll say: how badly Conan got defeated by Sanin, how casually that Sanin did it, Jiraiya, makes me think Tsunade would probably be Conan.
To be fair, she doesn't have oral release.
That's true.
Which does hard counter Conan.
Yeah.
So it kind of goes to the whole like aspect of like if you think she scales to Sonic, which I don't think she does, which is why she was slammed by Tsunade.
Exactly.
But if you do think she scales and you want to try to advocate that way, which in my opinion I think is ratty, but
it's hard.
There's a way to do it. But if you do that, then technically Conan might be able to win. I still think she wouldn't because I think Tsunade could just outlast her because of how much chakra she has with 100 healings and and regeneration. Like I'm sorry, but if we're gonna argue who's gonna outlast, Tsunade will definitely probably take.
Oh,
that.
definitely.
You know
what
I mean? Yeah. Conan has no stamina feats, no chakra feats. Tsunade has all that shit, and 100 healings gives you an insane fucking amp, and you have an enormous amount of fucking chakra, which would obviously be in correlation to your stamina.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
So she better yet, Tsunade's one of her most insane feats she did was summoning her fucking slug to shield an entire village against a chaotic Shinra Tensei with 100 healings. She used her 100 healings and summoning jutsu to try to save as many ninjas as she possibly can. She didn't save everyone, but she saved a good amount and all the important motherfuckers as well, the side characters and everything. Some of them still took damage, but either way, she saved them all, right? That's very fucking impressive against a bloodlusted, fatigued Nagato, and he does a chaotic Shinra. That's still no joke. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's impressive.
And that did drain her completely. She did lose her 100 healings from that. But the fact that she can even be I would say relative to a fatigued Tendo Pain, you know what I mean?
That's
with
insane,
the chaotic Shinra Tensei, that's pretty crazy for 100 healings feats. So Konan just doesn't have anything remotely to be on that. And then you analyze Jiraiya's Sage Mode feats, which in my opinion will only happen because Naruto was technically allowing it. But either way, let's be real. Konan ain't replicating even anything like that either remotely too. So Sonic just look way better overall. Their scaling's up more above. And that's just kind of what you're working with. And her best form of scaling is from the game. The
game,
that's
definitely.
the story. Now, if you count that, then technically you could have her in a realm of Soning or even above, but it's contradicted because the manga and the anime shows her getting immediately dealt with by base Jiraiya.
By Soning, yeah.
So that's why, if anything, the game now would be put into question. There's either two things. If the game does count, either that Sasori was weaker, right?
Yeah.
And that was in Prime Sasori, okay, which kind of makes sense because that's right when he left the sand and killed the Kazekage, right? Whatever. Maybe for some reason he was just weaker, right? I don't know. Or two, again, manga and anime actually had the scaling, and guess what? That will always be prioritized as more of canonicity,
Yeah.
So and that's just what you're working with. So either the game was just wrong and that's a non-canon moment, or two, the game is right, but that was a weaker Sasori, because that's the only thing that would make sense.
That'd be the only thing, because Sasori's a dog. He's above Soning.
Yeah. Sasori, you could even you can argue that he's above Soning, or lowest, or the lowest form of scaling that is Soning level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's pretty
so and that's very fucking crazy. That's very strong.
Is Killer Bee still alive? I thought he got packed up by Momo. Actually, is he still alive?
He's alive. He's alive.
Yeah, he's out there.
It's shown in the anime and in the movie, but yeah, he's still alive.
He's out there, yeah. Pre-Thousand Year Blood War, Aizen beats most of the Naruto verse. How would they get past Koku Sogetsu? Here's the thing with that. Once you start debating that, you got to start debating what hacks abilities would work on another verse. Would that work on a Shinobi? Would Tsukuyomi work on a fucking Soul Reaper? That's the kind of questions you gotta ask.
Getting anywhere with that.
Yeah, that's all speculation and presupposition. You have to presuppose and come to a mutual agreement with whoever you're discussing that with, because if you argue that both verses abilities affect the other, then that means Aizen could get Tsukuyomi. That means Aizen can get fucking Chidori. That means Aizen can get Kamui. There's so many different things you have to discuss. Here's one thing we can say, though. Pre-Thousand Year Blood War, Aizen would get blitzed by top of the verse Naruto characters. Like Jigen and fucking, Jura, current Boruto. They would blitz that Aizen really badly. As far as physical prowess. So if that ability doesn't affect them, he would be immediately disposed of. If it does affect them, then you got to presuppose that their abilities would affect him as well. If fucking the flying Raijin would send him to some other dimension that he'd never escape or something like that. That's a very complicated conversation to have.
The only way you can really get answers is if we get more information, and Kishimoto and the writer for Bleach were willing to do a crossover event.
Yeah,
and
then they'd have to
decide that, and or not even a crossover event, if they were even just willing to give information in an interview, right, or even talk with each other and say how they think the interactions will go, then you can try to use some information from there. But unfortunately, until we get something from the writers or even a crossover event, it's almost impossible to know what could happen.
Exactly, yeah. Let's see. The problem with Aizen is you can't talk no jutsu him. That you are right about. You cannot talk no jutsu that
Yeah,
guy. That
he's
is
like
true.
Madara.
Literally, yeah.
Yeah.
If Kisame goes shark mode and summons a water dome, I think he beats via A via chakra absorption hacks, but without it, he doesn't do off rip, he dies. Yeah, that water dome would be useful, but yeah, that's not something he
Yeah.
uses right off the jump though. Yeah,
The
you're right about
only
that.
problem though, the only problem with that is like Kasame has to transform and then use hand signs and then activate water. While
Yeah,
Raikage just neurotransmission turns
V2.
on like some super saiyan and bam charge. So
Yeah,
I'm sorry, but I think
it's
Raikage still
decapitation.
beats him to the punch. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Basically what we see. But let's say if that's even granted and he can do that and Raikage does get put into the dome, teleportation, he just gets out of it. He's that fast. Like I don't
yeah.
think he's gonna be depleted. If anything, actually, yeah, no, B wasn't even depleted right away.
No, not
When he
right
was in
away.
the
No.
dome. Yeah,
Yeah,
he was still in his V2 form. Then after a certain amount of time, then he goes to V1 and then eventually got to base. So
yeah.
it's immediate either. So the Raikage would just immediately teleport out of it and then just fucking kill Kasame. You know what I mean? Or he just get out of it and then you'll just attack Kasame when, and just go from there. But teleportation is a hard counter to that. That's all
It
I'm
is.
saying.
It is. Yeah, that's a perfect counter to the water dome, actually.
Body
It,
flicker, like if you're fast enough, you have to be at least fast enough. But if you are, which he would be, because that's KCM level of power, aka Minato, yeah, Kasame's not. He can't contain that.
yeah,
So
exactly. Who has the most Black Force Air Force energy in anime ever? Man, Levi Ackerman's up there. He's a dog. Um,
yeah,
who else would be up there? Minato, Itachi,
yeah.
uh, fucking Jiren, Pain. Jiren during the Tournament of Power had Black Force energy, dude. That was just crazy.
Yep.
Um,
Madara,
yeah, obviously
but
Madara.
Aizen, yeah.
Aizen for sure. Bankai Ichigo or fucking
Broly from Dragon Ball Z.
yeah, oh Broly, definitely Black Force energy. Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
few guys out there. I guess yeah, Levi's a good one.
Yeah, there's a YouTube channel that literally focuses on on
Yeah,
what we're
literally a
saying
Black
right
Force
now.
energy.
It
Yeah.
shows from every anime, and it's
Yeah.
fucking
That
hilarious.
shit.
Oh
Those
my
guys
god.
that do those kind of videos, they're getting better and better at them. That shit is fire.
Oh, bro, and the amount
Yeah.
of it makes me so jealous because me and you could have easily done that, and
Oh
it would have
yeah.
been fucking huge, and that's an easy
Yeah.
shortcut. But it's just it's insane how many subs they have from that shit, and
Yeah.
how far that took off. But it
So
makes sense
entertaining.
because that's like some
Yeah.
peak shit, you know.
This peak definitely super entertaining. Those kind of videos. Yeah. Conan has a hard counter to Tsunade, which will allow her to survive for some time, but Tsunade will just outlast her eventually. Yeah. The Soul Society and Living World are separated by the Grogranta, which is its own time space, meaning both are different time spaces. Yeah, different universes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
the only Conan that beats Tsunade is with the prep move. But that's if like Tsunade doesn't immediately like kill her right off the whip. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But if
exactly.
she's able to pull that move off, then yeah, I do think Tsunade dies. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
100
yeah, that
healing
prep
is
time
not
shit.
countering.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
it's
no.
not countering 6 billion fucking paper bombs.
Yeah, that would like fucking disintegrator. Yeah, literally.
Like, if
We
anything, you wanna know what's funny though? Like, Tsunade might be able to, because if Sasuke could do it, maybe a Sonic could. Maybe she could do like a reverse summoning technique and be summoned elsewhere. But
yeah, literally.
so
The Soul Society. Oh wait, I just read that. Actually, never mind. She won't even have to outlast her. Sonata can just have Katsuyu spit acid on Conan. Yeah, that's a good point. That would fuck her up.
yeah, no, that's a good one too. Yeah,
Yeah.
acid.
We see countless stars in a Soul Society. Is it fair to assume that it's the size of our universe? The most rational assumption is that it is, because most fictions, when they create universes, the best assumption, unless stated otherwise, is that it's the size of ours. So yeah, that's the best assumption. Um, I thought Tsukiyomi doesn't need chakra to work. Is that so? It's a genjutsu, isn't it? Yujiro Hanma got Black Force energy. I need to watch Baki, bro. Need to watch that shit. I started watching some of it recently, actually. Old DBZ Broly was Black Air Force energy, bro. He was legit an ignorant ass demon. Facts, bro. The reason he got mad was the dumbest shit ever. In the old
and Naruto also had his moments with the Nine Tails as well.
Yeah, literally. Do y'all think Gara was holding back even when Lee went fifth gate, or was he only doing the during the waitlist fit? He was definitely observing more so before the gates, and once the gates like opened, he definitely got more serious for sure, especially
like
with the fifth
when Lee
gate.
was weighted, when Lee was weighted, he was just feeling out Lee. Yeah, he was
Yeah, I was
curious and
observing.
feeling him out or whatever. But
Yeah,
then he eventually he's like, all right, enough, I'm gonna kill you. And like he starts tossing Lee around and whatnot, and then Lee was still able to tank it. Like he didn't die or get knocked out. And then guys like, hey, you can take off your weights, bro. Fuck him up. You know what I mean? He's like, yeah. And
yeah,
then he does it, and then
yeah,
he starts bullying the fuck out of Gara. And then that's when Gara gets like really excited because whenever he sees someone's really strong, kind of like what he did with Sasuke as well, he gets
yeah.
like really fucking mentally unstable and
He has
shit.
like a
But he
thrill.
gets
Yeah,
like, yeah, like he gets excited. Then he goes into his inner demon as well. Well, no, he goes into his inner demon after Lee lotuses him because he actually almost killed Gar, but Gar was able to do a substitution when Lee was in pain during his kicking combo. What's it called? And he does like a body flicker substitute sand clone with that shit. So
yeah,
he only does that when he's fighting against Weighted Lee, but eventually he even gets serious with him. So
yeah, yeah. Exactly. That's where he was kind of finally motivated to actually start getting serious.
yeah,
Sekitachi versus Sage Naruto. Sekitachi going all out.
Itachi, yeah, he would
Yeah,
still win.
he'd still
Itachi,
win.
yeah,
Especially
and
Genjutsu.
that's because Genjutsu is just a hard counter to Naruto,
Huge.
dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the
Like
fact
if
that he can do it without eye contact is just crazy, you know.
yeah, that would be the by far the best win con too. Would be Genjutsu for sure.
He can do Genjutsu, which Naruto just really doesn't have a way to deal with.
Yeah,
What's it called? And you could even do Genjutsu with your Sharingan without eye contact as well. That is possible too. Like now the more effective and stronger visual Genjutsu, obviously if there is eye contact, that's where they normally do it. But the fact that he could still do that and he's never had any experience against Genjutsu users. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
that's his kryptonite. And Jirai even said, "Hey Naruto, like you really need to step up your shit because Sasuke he uses a Sharingan and he uses Genjutsu, blah blah yada yada yada." You know, so that's just basic. Ultimately, that's a problem. And the only reason why Naruto never had issues with Sasuke when they eventually have their fights is because around those point in time, he had the Nine Tails. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
Genjutsu's not a win con anymore, you
Not
know?
anymore. Yeah,
So yeah, so but with Sage Mode or base, like Genjutsu could still affect him, you know? So
exactly. That
we
point.
even see it fucking I can't remember. No, never mind. But yeah, no. So yeah, overall, like that's just kind of the problem. He has to do a constant Genjutsu fucking play. The Susanoo could be able to help out as well against Sage with Naruto. Like if Naruto hits the Yatamir, it's still not doing shit. You know, if Naruto gets hit by a Totsuka blade, he's absolutely fucked. You know, so
Yeah,
I don't know. It's just like Naruto, he could give him a challenge, but Itachi would still come out on top. Like
yeah,
around that point in time, Nagato, Itachi, and Obito were still above Naruto,
yeah. They were
even with
still the
Sage.
top dogs. Yeah.
Yeah.
And here's the thing
So
about Tsukuyomi that a lot of people either overlook or just don't know. It's so potent and so quickly executed that not even a fucking Jinchuriki can escape. It's even like when he's showing mercy. Think about this: when he's showing mercy in the novels, at least, when he killed his girlfriend and during the massacre, he did it in a
yeah,
fucking picosecond. That is a billionth of a second. Kurama, let's say even if he was be friends, like friends already with Naruto, he would have even realized what the fuck happened before that shit is over and he's dead and Naruto's
yeah.
gone.
Like no,
Like, bro,
Naruto even says it. He says while in the KCM cloak, if you get hit
yeah,
by Tsukuyomi or Mataratsu, you're done.
you're
You're dead.
fucked. Yeah,
You know?
exactly.
Yeah.
So it's so potent that
And
that shit
Killer B
kills.
was a perfect Jinchuriki.
Yeah,
That's when he said that
exactly.
too.
He's like,
So
dude.
not even a tail piece can help you from
Yeah,
Tsukuyomi.
yeah. So it's so fucking potent that it's like a Jinchuriki's kryptonite. Like if that shit hits you, you're fucked. And at that point, Sage Mode Naruto's perception speed was nowhere near quick enough to like deal with Itachi's activation time. So it's fucking crazy,
Yeah.
and he would
Like
definitely
now,
lose.
I'll say this: you'll be probably smart enough to not look at his eyes immediately because Sage Naruto, he at least got more like smarter
Yeah, definitely got
experience
smarter.
wise.
Yeah,
Yeah, like and even with the Kakasu fight, like you could tell he matured, got more intelligent with his shadow clones and stuff.
yeah,
So like he's not gonna be dumb and look him straight in his eyes as like because like the Naruto that fought Sikitachi when he was in base when he was trying to like find Sasuke. and whatnot, like he was still looking at his fucking eyes and being like an idiot and shit.
Yeah, literally.
And Taki was even roasting me. He's like, bro, didn't like Lady Chill tell you to not fight a Sharingan user by yourself? And he's like, I don't give a fuck. Fight me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
literally.
like if it's any of those Narutos, obviously he's definitely
fucked.
But the Naruto with Sage Mode, he's at least experienced enough to not do something stupid like that. But even then, Genjutsu is still just, it would be too problematic.
Genjutsu, Amaterasu.
Like if he had Ma and Paul, that's a different story.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like, and overall, all Itachi really has to do is make even a scenario for him to look in his eyes. And so if Naruto even slips up at all,
he's fucked.
He's fucked. I mean, he would have to keep his eyes closed the entire time.
He'd have to fight perfectly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he'd have to fight perfectly. And don't get me wrong, yeah, he has sensing, and he would still be able to fight Itachi. We're not saying, he can't fight him, but that makes his job even more harder.
So hard.
He has no visual. You know what I mean? Yeah. So ultimately, Itachi would still be fine, and he would just win. Like, bro, if the dude can fucking throw kunines and shit, and you name it, and attack blind spots, or even hit, or even like surpass the linked vision. There's only so much Naruto sensory is gonna be.
He's a fucking beast,
you know.
Yeah, so, bro. Like Itachi's so fucking calculated. He'd probably force Naruto to look him in the fucking eye somehow. Like he's so intelligent.
He did it with Kakashi.
Yeah, literally.
At 30% power.
He'd pop out of the fucking ground and look him in the eye or some shit. Like that's some crazy shit he'd do. Yeah. He's a monster, bro.
He just grabbed Kakashi's head and just pulled him in and said, "Nah, look in my eyes, bitch."
Literally. That's all. He's too calculated, bro.
Kakashi was at least smart enough to use a shadow clone to counter the Genjutsu.
Yeah, that's smart. That's smart.
What's it called? But yeah, sure, Naruto could technically do that. But I'm gonna be real with you. I don't think Naruto would be smart enough to use a shadow clone to counter Genjutsu.
Nah, definitely not at that point. And he's having to deal with limited Sage Mode usage time and shit like that. So it's a big problem. Exactly. So he would not have much time.
He can only use 3 shadow clones on the field. He can only do 2 Sage Mode shadow clones away to use for the power.
Exactly.
And shit like that. So it's the most he gets is 10 minutes 15 minutes of Sage Mode. And sure, that is a lot of time, especially for how fast Naruto characters are. But
yeah,
bro, you saw everything Itachi went through from beginning to end with Sasuke, and even before fighting Sasuke, that man has stamina.
Yeah, and that's him not trying.
He can go.
Yeah, literally. So, that's him not even fucking trying. So, make sure you watch Baki the Grappler first. It's before all the stuff that happens in the Netflix. Oh, okay, yeah. How big was the whole dimension of Hueco Mundo? This is my logic behind it. You can see curvature of that dimension implying a planet, and the very name of it, Hueco Mundo. Mundo is Spanish for world. I would assume planet size, give or take. That's obviously speculation, but logically it seems to follow. So yeah, that's probably what I would say.
I will say this though: if it's End of War arc, Sage Mode arc, so I think he beats Itachi. Though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, End of War for sure. Yeah, that's a whole different. Yeah, for sure. He's already End of War.
He's over here even reacting to fucking alive Madara. Sure, Madara does still bitch him, but the fact that he can even block Madara's strike is very impressive.
Yeah, his progression by then is immense. Yeah, he's a lot more powerful. Let's see, how nerfed was Itachi in a Sasuke fight? Well, you can't really quantify, but think about it this way, qualitatively. Yeah. He's sick, and he's holding back.
Still a threat to Obito.
Yeah, he's still a threat to this very last breath, even after his death. He's sick and he's holding back.
Obito would have just killed him. Obito would have killed him, or Nagato would have been sent to kill him. He would have just been immediately disregarded if they knew, oh yeah, he's we don't have to obey by his ultimatum anymore. We could just kill him. And the fact that they don't even do any of that, and they still think he's powerful enough to not only utilize the Akatsuki, but also to not fuck with either and to hold their bargain. He's still a very powerful opponent at that point.
Yeah, he's just Obito considered him a threat his whole life, even up to his death.
Bro, Sasuke is a Amaterasu, which was implanted by Itachi, by the way, in close range, was fast enough to tag him.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
Amaterasu.
Yeah, that's insane. The Susanoo and Telescope Blade honestly just negs the shit out of Naruto at that point. He's still not doing anything to Itachi. He needs at least KCM power. Yeah, that's true, bro.
Oh yeah, no facts.
Yeah. Which Naruto fusions would be the best? Shisui and Minato or Obito and Itachi? Shisui and Minato or Obito and Itachi? Itachi with a Kamui, a fusion, that'd be pretty cracked. Minato, he already has Flying Raijin. He doesn't really need Shisui shit that much. Probably Obito and Itachi, honestly. Because you'd have Tsukuyomi and Kamui. That's just cracked, bro.
Yeah, that's just insane.
That's insane. What's stronger, Sage Naruto's or Sage Naruto's Rasengan or Sasuke's Kirin he used on Itachi? What's stronger?
Well, so I would probably definitely say Kirin because and that's because you're saying Rising. Now, if it was a Rising Shuriken, that's a whole different story. But the reason why is because Kirin is natural, like it's literally pure nature, like Sage Mode lightning energy, basically.
Yeah,
it's a force of nature, and it's like the strongest shit, whatever. So like personally, I'm Naruto's not beating that with just a normal Sage Mode Rising on. He would need to do like a massive Sage Art Rising on to contest it, or he would need a Rising Shuriken, but not a normal.
Even look at like the differences in the damage that they like impose. Like when Sasuke uses
it, you can see it. Yeah,
the fucking recoil of Kirin like obliterates the Uchiha hideout. It's like a fucking giant ass building that he obliterates.
Crazy explosion.
Yeah, and Naruto with his Rasengan, I mean, he's fucking up, the passive pain and shit, but he's not obliterating fucking like large hills
not, like,
and shit.
Massive. Like it's not like what the fucking Six Tails was doing of how like crazy powerful,
like fucking shit, giant hills. Yeah, literally. So Kirin probably is above that. He would need like a giant fucking Rasengan, like a massive Rasengan or Rasen Shuriken or some shit to contend.
Yeah, like Sage Mode Rasengan is no fucking joke. We're not saying it's not trash or anything. It is very powerful because the fact that it could even one-shot a fatigue pain is pretty fucking crazy, because we saw like Sage Mode Jiraiya Rasengan, the summoning Path of Pain, and that Path of Pain was in a pool of fucking nature acid, and that motherfucker was still alive and could injure Sage Mode Jiraiya. You know what I mean? So the fact that his Rasengans can one-shot while Jiraiya couldn't, and even a pool of frog acid couldn't. So yeah, like it is strong, but there's a visual difference though.
Like you see like a different gap in destructive capacity. Like you'd literally see that. Yeah. So how much of a threat do you think Gaara would still be if he was evil in early Shippuden? Actually, what would be interesting would be evil Gaara versus Deidara, because he wouldn't have anything holding him back. Like he wouldn't be protecting it. He wouldn't give a fuck about the Sand Village. He'd be like, "Fuck it, you want to kill me?" Like,
I'm gonna be honest. If it was like if Gaara didn't even give a fuck, I do personally believe Deidara would not have won that fight, or he would have had to retreat.
Like, that's a tough fight. Yeah, especially if Shikaku fucking emerges and shit, like actually comes out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like he probably would have just like felt the waters, and the moment he realized he couldn't even grab him, and he would just get pissed off, go to Shikaku. And I'm sorry, but Deidara is not Deidara was struggling with Gaara, and this is a Gaara with, like, having to protect the village. And like not even not bloodlusted anymore, whatever. He's just kind of going with the flow, whatever, So like the fact that Deidara did get a run for his money, but he just outsmarts in the end, because Deidara's only handicap was that he couldn't kill Gaara either,
Yeah, he couldn't kill him.
He couldn't kill Gaara, right. But he could at least use the village, and like in handicap Gaara that way. And
he could bait openings,
him,
Yeah.
So overall, they both had handicaps technically. But either way, like, it was pretty competitive. So imagine if Gaara goes Shikaku, like, I don't see how he pulls that. Like, Deidara would have to, like, he would have to basically do, like, what he did at Sasuke, the suicidal move. That's, like, the only way I could see him dealing with Gaara, but that would kill him, and that's not what he can do either. So if it's bloodlusted, personally, I think they both probably die, because
fucking C0
have to commit suicide. Yeah, he's not beating Shikaku.
No. Yeah, he's not.
Yeah, like he would just do the suicidal move, and then they both die because Shikaku's not outrunning that shit. So
that is blow up the Sand Village, literally.
Yeah, like honestly, they both would just die if they're bloodlusted. But if it's like in character, and Gaara doesn't have those restraints, and he goes full power, Deidara would have to retreat. If he doesn't, he dies.
Yeah, he'd be like, "Oh fuck it, I'm about to go get Sasori to help me out or some shit." Like, you won't be able to fuck with that shit.
Yeah, Sasori would then come to the rescue. Probably he'd be like, "Hey,
poison his ass."
Do it. Yeah.
And Sasori would be like, "Oh, you're a fucking fodder. Like, I'm about to go do this shit myself."
Sasori is a hard counter to Gaara because he's the third Kazekage, which could deal with Shikaku easily.
Literally, yeah. Literally, the poison, the third Kazekage. It's perfect, actually, to be honest.
Yep. The perfect hard counter.
Perfect counter. Think of it like this: Ishii Kodo, Minato's Flying Thurgon, and Itachi Tsukuyomi, and Obito's Kamui. Yeah. Based on the databook statement about Jiraiya mountain level giant Rasengan, I think Naruto could do the same till he touched. Well, the databook statement says that he could carve out a mountain with a giant Rasengan.
Yeah.
It doesn't say he could fucking like obliterate it with like a single shot. So I still think, and that's a giant Rasengan, by the way. We were just talking about a regular stage 1
we're
Naruto
talking
Rasengan.
about a normal.
Yeah,
And
like
we
a
already
regular one.
said if it's a massive rising on from Naruto, then potentially he could contest it.
Yeah, it's more
Now,
debatable. Yeah.
if you count filler as well, like Naruto and Seijuan does a rising shuriken against Sasuke's Kirin, and this is 5 Kage Summit Sasuke that fought this Naruto as well. It's the only way you really get to see Seijuan Naruto and 5 Kage Summit Sasuke interact, which is in the filler.
Yeah.
And Sasuke does Kirin and Naruto does his rising shuriken. So what's it called? Overall, like that's kind of what you're working with, but you know.
Yeah, exactly.
But a normal rising gun, that's not doing like out of no.
Nah.
Like,
yeah, exactly. And you could even argue that shit's hyperbolic, like Jiraiya fucking up a mountain.
Too.
Yeah, exactly. Like it doesn't seem likely. So
the reason why it's more than likely not is because the only fucking people that even get mountain level at all is Madara, Hashirama,
yeah,
and
exactly.
Tail Beast.
Like those are the only people you see like fucking up mountains in like a couple shots. Like fucking Madara Susanoo, perfect Susanoo sword slash, and like Hashirama with his wood style, the fucking tailed beasts with their BG bombs and shit like that.
Like Jiraiya and Naruto could probably like make dents or carvings into mountains. Sure,
yeah,
right?
they
like,
could do that.
Even Kakashi with a fucking Riker, he could probably do the same as well, you know.
Yeah.
But just stay fucking, their mountain level, like hell no.
Nah, like obliteration of fucking mountains.
Madara level. That's perfect Susanoo.
That's like landscape changing power. That's like Madara versus Hashirama. Yeah, literally. So
like, bro, even Google like how many fucking nukes you need to even destroy a mountain. It's insane.
It's a lot. That's a lot of fucking like joules of energy. Like that's a lot of power. Yeah, that's a lot of power. Yeah. But yeah, folks, any questions at all? Yeah, the time for anime, it's definitely a good time. JJK. Speaking of anime, JJK seems like it's near its ending. I don't know. I could be wrong, but Gege did say this year it's ending, and we're already halfway through 2024, so it could be near the end. Could be near the end. It's probably going to be Sukuna's defeat at the hand of Yuji, if I had to guess.
Oh, yeah.
That seems most likely.
They pull a Thanos, a dark ending.
Yeah, dark ending. Who knows? Maybe Sukuna fucking
this man is killing everybody. So who knows? Yeah. Maybe evil actually wins for once.
Yeah, that would be insane. I mean, he's taking out everybody.
Marvel's done it. Marvel has done it. DC has done it as well. So who knows?
Yeah, he's taking out everyone. Toto. Fucking obviously Gojo, Yuta.
Which is kind of sad, and it's like, and it's also crazy because like. I'm gonna be honest, like me and Jay, we already we're theorizing like how Boruto could potentially end or whatever, and me and him are both hoping like it's either like something really brilliant if it's gonna be a positive ending, or maybe switch it up and make it a dark ending, make it go to where I don't know, Boruto loses somehow, or it gets to a point where like fucking everything gets like tremendously even worse than what part 1 Naruto was, where there's so many wars and yada yada whatever, like where things kind of just get really fucking messy, and it kind of begs the question like maybe Madara was right the whole time, right? Or Nagato and Obito, like I'm gonna be honest, like because Boruto has a lot of potential right now when it comes to writing, and I'm really hoping they execute it pretty fucking good. Or maybe even Boruto becomes the villain in the end, right? Maybe he's the reason like everybody's dying
insane.
Or there's problems, because in the anime, I don't know if it's been done in the manga, but there's been many times where it's been stated where Momoshiki says those blue eyes will cost you everything.
He does say that. Yeah.
Because of that. He keeps telling him that over and over. And Boruto's just like, no, that's bullshit. He's like,
foreshadowing.
He's like, trust me, I'm not like Momoshiki's like I have never ever lied to you, not even once. I have no reason to do that. So overall, like if that foreshadow is correct as well, like Boruto might be getting some type of crazy dark ending. So I'm gonna be real with you, bro. Like with how dark he's been for JJK, he might do that.
Yeah, dude. Gege is different. Gege is a different kind of author. I like it. He's like he's okay with like pushing the pace and kind of pushing the limits as what can be accomplished as far as like the good guy not winning. Right, because we all of us thought Gojo was that guy. All of us thought
we thought
that
he
shit.
was gonna win too.
Yeah, we all thought fucking even Gege played with our heartstrings and said he actually kind of made it seem like he was gonna win. Like Yuji and shit were like, "Oh my god, Gojo's winning," and then he loses. Like he made us think that Gojo was the hero, and guess what? He's not.
Everybody made YouTube videos and said he's gonna win. He's gonna win.
Yeah,
Trust. And
we all thought it.
Nick swore up and down that man was gonna win, and he was dominating him.
Yeah, bro. Honestly, Gege broke all our hearts, and he knew it. He knew he broke all our hearts when Gojo lost his life. He knows that, but he's like, hey, this shit is different. I'm different. I'm not gonna have the typical happily ever after this time. Like this is gonna be cruel.
Man said fuck what Kishimoto did for Kakashi. He's like, nope, I'm not. He's like, I was inspired by Naruto, but I'm not gonna follow their happy endings.
Yeah, hey, there's no talk no jutsu here. You know what's funny? Like that last chapter that I spoke of last stream, that was a talk no jutsu moment attempted by Yuji. He tried that Naruto show. He's like Sukuna, listen, look at my memories. All these people are such good people. These people mean something. They're not just tools. They're not just fucking meaningless fucking fucking sacks of meat. These people have lives. And Sukuna said, I don't give a fuck.
Says, fuck you.
He's like, fuck you. I'm gonna kill you now. Fuck you and fuck your people. I was like, damn. Like he's not getting talk no jutsu.
And here's the thing: even if he was successful, it's not like that can bring back Gojo or anybody.
Yeah, there is no resurrection here.
It's still dark.
Yeah, it's done. There's no fucking Edo. Sukuna doesn't have Edo Tensei. It's done. It's fucking over, man.
The Rinnegan to bring
he doesn't have the Rinnegan.
Like, yeah.
Like Gege made sure, like, listen, bro, it's done. Like all these people you cared about, Nanami, fucking, all these people you fuck with, Gojo, they're not coming back. It's over.
And even the technique that was used on like Gojo's best friend to bring him back temporarily, or even what Yuta did to Gojo as well, which is the same technique as well. Like even that wasn't even like that doesn't even bring him back. It's like a half-assed like bullshit.
It's like a bullshit
using their power, but they're not back though as a character.
They're like a puppet. They're not even like the actual. It's not actually
like
them.
Sori's puppets.
Yeah, exactly. That's basically what it is. So Gege's different, man, but I like it. I like that he's different. He's pushing the, he's creating a new kind of like pathway for authors, a darker way, and I fuck with it, honestly. I'm still waiting on Meet the Cucks diss track. I'll say this, Kedrick. I made one. Okay, it's not public, but Shinobi and Batman have both heard it. I made literally one called Meet the Cucks, bro. I'll tell you what. If someone were to donate, I'd say $150. I'd fucking drop it, bro. I would drop Meet the Cucks. I made one, dead ass. I swear you could ask Shinobi and Batman. They heard it. Yeah. It's not even done. It was like a rough draft. I was kind of playing with the lyrics and shit.
Fuck, though.
Yeah,
great.
I fucking go in on his punk ass. I'll tell you that. I'm not a rapper. I'm not saying I'm fucking K-Dot or anything, but I tried and I went in on
Drizzy mode.
Yeah, I'll tell you this: if fucking Noodles heard that shit, he'd be pressed, bro. He'd be pressed. But yeah, if someone were to drop 150, I'd drop the shit. I would drop it. I'd drop the track, literally. I put it as my intro on my fucking next pod or some shit. Fucking playing this song. Yeah, bro. I actually did make the diss track. It exists. I'll say that. Question is, who was nerfed more during their fight, Gaara or Deidara? That's a good question because Gaara had the handicap of having to defend the village. Deidara had the handicap of not being able to kill Gaara.
I'd say Deidara because Gaara would still be willing to kill him because he's an Akatsuki.
It's true.
And he's also a danger to his village. So I'd probably be more on Deidara's side. Like, don't get me wrong, it's annoying as fuck, and it's a pretty troublesome handicap for Gaara as well with having to worry about the village, because like that's typically how it always goes with the villain and hero dynamic. It's always like, oh, the villain tries to attack innocent people to create an opening, and the hero obviously has to protect them, right? Instead of him, and that's how sometimes villains get better of them or whatever. It's always the same bullshit, but I think like, compared to not being able to go all out and kill someone, I think that is just more.
That's a big handicap, yeah. Because you have to hold.
Look at Obito to Konan. Look at that. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Exactly. Like you have to hold back. Like you can't use that kill shot because you can't kill the person. So Deidara always had to be wary. He even said after the fight, it was hard to capture you because I couldn't kill you. Like it was tough to take you out.
And that's for everything, your speed and everything. Because like if Deidara goes too fast, or let's say he uses one of his techniques then Gaara is, dead, right?
Dead.
And now that
Yeah.
defeats the purpose,
Exactly. So that is quite the big
you have to
handicap.
restrain everything.
Yeah. And one more, I'll give this offer for the diss track. If someone alone donates 150, I'll drop it. Or if a stream overall, like donation total, that means several people, reaches 200, I'll drop it. I'll tell you that. So if it doesn't have to be this stream, it can be whenever. You guys can tell as many people as you want. If someone alone donates 150 or stream reaches 200 total, like just from a cumulative amount of donos, I'll drop the track. It exists. I promise you that. It exists. When Momo says that, didn't he mean that where I did the omnipotence and Boruto lost every single person important, hence he lost everything, like Momo was always telling him? You could argue that was what he meant.
Yeah,
but
you
then,
could, but like it's just the way he said it in the beginning, and like after and during like the code arc as well, when he's saying like when Boruto was allegedly dead for a moment. What's it called? And Naruto thought he was dead. Like they're in like he's like in that weird ass fucking dimension, and like he's explaining it all, and like he laughs and like he's getting all sinister, and he's like really really happy about it because that's like his only way or form of like vengeance or revenge or payback for his defeat from Naruto and Boruto. You know what I mean? Like he was ecstatic about that shit. So like I don't think Ada's like whole like I don't think that would be enough for him. No, it would have to be something more serious, or more like devastating for why he would feel so
and
happy
also,
for his pain and loss.
Exactly, and also he specifies his eyes. He doesn't specify like Ida. He says these eyes. So Ida has nothing to do with that. Yeah. So it's not like he would have said like, oh, you're gonna lose everything. He didn't. He specified what was gonna cause it, and it wasn't Ida.
Exactly.
It was his eyes. So that definitely was a loss. Obviously, fucking the whole world thinks he's a fucking terrorist.
I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real. I just thought of this too because Kishimoto loves to illustrate certain writings and backgrounds. Guess what? Sasuke lost everything. Technically, his whole clan and family. So, and we know Boruto's been a very heavy fucking, like mirror when it comes to Sasuke's like ninja way and certain things and whatnot, and reflections and certain stuff. So, like, it kind of makes sense for going that route because Boruto's heavy, like, similar to Sasuke in many ways. Moral is whatever ninja way. Yeah. So, like, this would be kind of like his way of losing, kind of like what Sasuke had to go through,
Exactly.
So, it would make more sense for it to be very dark and devastating. That's what it's at least the emphasis and the implications. It's what it's been. And then, as what Jay said, he makes it very clear what he's referring to.
Yeah, and the time skip where we see the slight, like what's to come, it shows like a fucking destroyed Konoha. Shows Kawaki and Boruto the last people standing. Like he's clearly gonna experience a great loss. Like it seems like the whole Shinobi world, honestly, or at least Konoha is fucking like obliterated. Like it's gone. No long. The Hokage faces are destroyed and fucking. It's just Kawaki and Boruto left standing. Get dark. Yeah, it's gonna get dark. There's probably gonna be a lot of death, and Boruto's gonna experience. He's already experienced
no bringbacks either. Like I'm gonna because that's the thing I've heard. I'm not gonna say names to avoid spoiling it for you guys, but there was a character that was apparently already killed off in Boruto, and from what I heard recently, I have not heard any updates of that character being brought back either. You know what I mean? So like, there's no talk no jutsu. There's no Rinnegan. Like now to be fair, I heard it's not really that relevant of a character that was killed, so nobody's like completely losing their minds. But it was a side character, and Kishimoto never killed any of his side characters except for Neji way towards the end.
Yeah, exactly. So, like they're more willing.
That, like he's killed someone already is crazy.
There's more darkness in this story than Naruto's. There was death and shit there, but this one it seems Kishimoto's more daring to push the pace.
Where it hurts.
Yeah, where it hurts. Yeah. Exactly. Like, and I like that. It's a different. I think he wants Boruto to have his own story. He doesn't want to, have just a simple replication of Naruto's narrative. Copy and paste. He doesn't want that for this, and I like that.
That's not going to do good numbers either. That won't do good numbers wise either. So.
Yeah, and the way this is going, Tubular Vortex has been it's been great, almost flawless since chapter 1. It's been really, really good. So far, so good. I wouldn't agree that the Biji, Hashirama, Madara are the only mountain level ones. In my opinion, Hashirama and Madara are way beyond mountain level. Yeah, but they're capable of like obliterating a mountain is a point. They're beyond that.
And that's casually, easily.
Yeah, casually. Like Jiraiya doing that now.
There's no other characters that have been shown to be on that level at all. It's always been only Tail Beast emphasized, or those level of characters.
Yeah,
know?
like that level or beyond are the only ones like even implied to be able to do that.
So Killer B could do it, you know.
Killer B,
Hashirama, Model, you know, like yada yada. But Sonic,
nah,
they struggle to fucking Four Tails V2 people, bro.
Literally, they almost get killed by fucking not having a full fucking tail beast. So,
and I know damn well Four Tails Naruto is not obliterating mountains either. He could probably do some damage to it, but he's not fucking obliterating it. Like, you know, so like that's what I'm saying. Like, fucking unless you're a full transformation tail beast, or you know the higher characters in Naruto that are shown towards the end of the show, like you're not gonna be at that level.
I feel like it's a certain caliber you have to reach to be
not even like, Pain or Nagato was that level. You know, from what we've seen.
Yeah, exactly. There's a certain caliber of character you got to be in that rare air in the Narutoverse. So especially like early
you
Naruto.
Could argue Minato potentially with Sage mode, but then again, all the stuff around with his Sage mode and him not being good, whatever. So like, probably not either. But Minato would probably be the only other character if you give him KCM2. Then KCM2, he could do it. Yeah, because he could do the avatar and all that. So, but other than that, nobody else could be able to do it, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Do you think Otsutsuki are pure evil, or could they be potentially Talk no Jutsu? From what I've sort of gathered, it seems
she was sort of evil.
Yeah. That girl was like, her mind was like sort of combobulated. She's like kind of retarded. Yeah. Like she was powerful, extremely, obviously the most powerful we've ever seen at that point. But she almost couldn't be Talk no Jutsu because her mind was like so far gone. Like as far as like where she was.
Like she was so scared of Ashiki and Momoshiki and all of them and whatnot, like that she just like, nah, like I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna kill everybody. I'm doing Infinite Tsukiyomi to create an army, whatever, blah blah. And that's it. And guess what, humans? I do take a liking to you, but it's still gonna be my way or the highway. Like so, like she was semi good, but still evil. You know?
Yeah, exactly. And here's the thing about the Otsutsuki is they don't have a connection to humanity. Like when you look at Ishiki's character, he doesn't give a fuck about humans. Like he doesn't give a damn. So if Naruto tried, to him, they're inferior life forms that have no value to him. So if Naruto let's say he did try, hypothetically, he's like, man, why are you doing this, Ishiki? These humans are everything. Like we're shinobi. We have honor. He'd be like, I don't give a fuck. Like you guys are insects to me. The Madara, even Madara could be talking to Jutsu, but Pain had a connection. Like he understood what it mean. Yeah. He understood what it mean to be a shinobi. Ishiki doesn't give a fuck. He's from an alien.
Naruto, like he's not like Naruto's not like he's dumb. But he's not dumb. Like, he can pick up on people's vulnerabilities. And if he sees a vulnerability, like Obito with his confliction, or Nagato, like what you were saying, then he'll try to exploit that, you know what I mean? But not even in a negative way, but, you know, he'll exploit it and then, like, and try to reason because he realizes there's potentially a way, right? You know? But when it comes to people like Madara or even the aliens, he doesn't even attempt at all because he could just tell by their nature and how they are, how they talk. Like, there's no point. It would do nothing. You know?
Exactly. It'd be pointless. It'd be like talking to fucking Ted Bundy about... Yeah, like talking to Ted Bundy about not killing people. Ted Bundy wouldn't give a fuck. You know, it's like Ishiki doesn't have any... He's essentially, to humanity, he's completely sociopathic. There is no empathy at all. He doesn't give a fuck.
Like, the only one that has the best chance remotely to even, like... To control an alien would be Boruto, but that's because Momoshiki's forced to like be inside of him, basically similar to Kurama and Naruto.
Yeah, exactly.
We see how Kurama like over time got weakened because of that, because of his forced bond, basically.
The bonds.
Whatnot. Yeah. So maybe Momoshiki, but that's only because he's forced and doesn't have a fucking choice. You know, like. And so on and so on. So, like, maybe if he gets a soft spot, kind of similar to, like, Kurama with Naruto, and if Boruto says, like, just enough the right things, whatever, they might be willing to, like, have the relationship Kurama and Naruto had, but instead it's just alien, you know? So that maybe could happen. But, again, the problem with the aliens is they're just extremely religious, and they're very stubborn.
Yeah, they're, like, fundamentalist and extremely devout to their cause, and they don't give a fuck about humans. They're just worthless fucking tools that they siphon for energy. Like, they don't give a shit about them. So it's really not. Talking to Jutsu would be fucking pointless, honestly. Do you think? Let's see, where was it? Hashirama and Madara versus the Shinobi world. No six paths for anybody. So that means KCM2 Naruto would be included, and EMS Sasuke would be included, Minato, Itachi. Madara and Hashirama are so powerful, though. They might just take everybody out if there's no six pass included, like no six pass characters, and it's like they're so powerful that
no, like nobody, everybody at that point, like the closest, the one that's closest remotely would be Minato with Kurama, and Naruto with KCM2 in Sage Mode.
Yeah,
those two characters are the closest remotely to even compete against Madara and Hashirama. Other than that, nobody else is like
no one's fucking with them.
Yeah, nobody else. Like in EMS Sasuke, don't get me wrong, he's strong as well at that point, and you could even argue he even awakened the perfect Susanoo when he does the majestic Susanoo, and it even has like the perfect Susanoo designs. So you could argue that's when he unlocked the perfect Susanoo. But his perfect Susanoo was nowhere near Madara's perfect Susanoo.
Not at all. Not at all.
That's a whole other tier. So, like, again, the only two that were close was Minato and Naruto at that point in time, and that was because of the fucking Nine Tails. But even then, I don't even think they beat Hashirama and Madara.
Yeah, especially Hashirama, who can like sedate Bijou and sedate Bijou chakra. Like he would just like sedate their ass and like weaken them. They would probably solo the entire.
Minato could probably survive because he could just fly and Raijin away. But
yeah,
let's say the conditions is either like they can't run away and bloodlusted, or Minato's trying to protect someone or whatever. They're probably fucked. Like there's nothing
honestly. There's no one on the caliber in that rare area yet, especially without six pass ability. Yeah, they're probably getting taken out, honestly. I'm in my room training. Yeah, bros, be ready. You should watch Baki first and finish One Piece. Baki has really caught my eye too. I might do that, or watch both. Fuck it. I mean, like split the time.
Yeah.
What if Team Guy was there for the Pain invasion? A guy would have won 8 gates and died fighting Pain and killed Pain.
And all the Path of Pains would have died, but Nagato would still be alive. Though.
But Nagato would still be in his tree and shit. So I mean, the invasion would have been over, but Nagato wouldn't be like subdued. So.
And they would have lost. They would have lost heavy power fucking instruments. They would have lost Guy now.
Itachi, fuck, dude.
Like a shit ton of people. And that's just bad because Nagato's still alive. All he has to do is get 6 other bodies and go right back to it.
Literally, yeah, that's all he has to do is get 6 more bodies. M's recent video where Slim and Marshall argue with each other is really interesting and it makes M so likable. Yeah, it shows. Hilarious. Yeah, it's hilarious, and it shows that M is okay with. He's very a harsh critic when it comes to how he criticizes and sort of like evaluates himself, and that's a good thing. That's what makes rappers great, right? So that does make him more likable, and it shows that he's very like self-aware of what people say about him and perhaps some of his flaws. Like he's very aware of that.
You want to know why that's great too? Because I know you know this as well. That allows him to predict the angles what other rappers could say about him and talk shit. Yada yada.
That's brilliant. Yeah, that's brilliant. And speaking of rappers, there is this thing I posted on my Discord. Feel free to join that. It was a list of who's the best, and it included him, Jay-Z, K-Dot, Drake, Lil Wayne, 50, Kanye, and I think Nas and M. And I said the worst, honestly, out of all those guys, and I'm no disrespect to him, is Jay-Z. Like Jay-Z, I just don't think his music's that good. Yeah, I don't like. I'm not saying he's dog shit. He's obviously a pioneer in rap, but I just don't get the hype. I'm just being honest. I'm not a hater. I don't
get it. Yeah, I don't.
I never hated him. He's actually a Drizzy like supporter. He's been on Drizzy's corner since like.
I played a song for my girlfriend from Jay-Z, bro, and I'll never forget to this day. It had me dying laughing because she started laughing. She just like asked. She's like, "Why does he keep saying
He does do that a lot. Like, he does do that a lot. Like, for me, the only way I remember Jay-Z was that he used to be I mean, he still is like a common feature on Drake's music, like on his albums. And he's a good feature, but I never listened to like his solo music, like, and I never thought it was that good. It's just me. I'm not hating. He's
more known for his collabs and features.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
honestly,
like, not really solo.
Yeah, and like Nas ended him, well, not ended him, but beat him really badly when they had their beef with Ether, and like, I don't know, I just don't think
he can't hang like solo mode wise or beat wise. He can't.
Like, I don't think
he's more of a team guy or a collaborator, kind of like DJ Khaled. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, exactly. like no disrespect to him, but I just don't see the hype. Like, I'm not saying he's ass. He's not ass, but I don't see. He's not like on the level of like K-Dot M and like guys like
Drake.
that.
He's not like
not like Drake.
He's not like M. No.
And the best, I said, rap wise, it's M. M is the best of all time. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
he
pretty
is.
obvious.
Like especially if we're talking about primes to primes, like it's one thing to have like another rapper maybe over current M or whatever. But like primes to prime, like nah, M takes it. I don't give a fuck.
M like rap skill, he's the best of all time. And
He can
most
hit
rappers,
hard, makers, lyrical genius, everything.
And the funny thing is, most rappers, even in that list, would say he's the best. Drake has said he's the best. Fucking 50 always says he's M's the best. Fucking Lil Wayne usually has said M is the best. Like all these guys would agree
Lil
with
Wayne
that.
told M, he's like, "Hey, you do not have my permission to kill me. You're gonna rap at a certain level that I can replicate with you, and it's a badass song. That's it. I don't want you killing me like you be doing with all these other motherfuckers and you're doing features." Like it was hilarious. He was like, "You ain't killing me, bro. I don't want that shit." You know?
Literally. Other than A-Gates guy, I agree. Hashira and Madara, especially as a duo, are juggernauts. Oh, I forgot about A-Gates guy. Yeah, he was the only guy that could probably beat them. Yeah, I forgot about him.
Oh yeah. Eighth guy. Yeah.
Forgot about that actually. Old Jay-Z is crazy good, like pre-08. Maybe we're just too young to remember. I mean, I've listened to Nas. I know how good he is. I guess I
would have to go back. I would have to go back. Like I've heard a lot of his songs. I don't know, bro. To me, they're all like, whatever.
Yeah, to me too. They're kind of like
the only ones that I really know about is all his features. Like
like Drake features and like I never really listened too much. Like all the music he did with Kanye and shit. Yeah, I don't know. He's not bad, but I don't think he's on those guys' level though. It's just me, but yeah, folks. Any questions at all? Feel free. Rapper wise, today the most promising rappers. There doesn't seem to be too many as far as the newer generation. Yeah, unfortunately, it's unfortunate.
They're all like wannabe copycats. Yeah, or they're like or they're just like really bad or just mid.
Like no one's taken over as far as the new. It's still like the same guys that are in the charts. Drake and
like J. Cole was like the only like newest addition, like the middle child kind of like to where he became a big deal. But that's it.
J. Cole.
It's just J. Cole, really.
Yeah, literally. Hopefully we get like this fucking like extreme super like the guys that were closest to that, and unfortunately they passed away. Was honestly Juice WRLD and X. Like those guys were super talented.
They were gonna pop off. Yeah, they were. Yeah,
they were so talented. Like they had versatility.
And acknowledge it too.
Like they could sing and they could rap both. Like they were both really good at both. Kind of like Drizzy.
Bro, if you get acknowledged by Eminem, that's when you know you're that guy. You know what I mean? So.
It sucks that it sucks that they're not around no more. But those guys probably would have led like the new generation for sure. Those guys are super, and they could spit, especially Juice WRLD. I've heard him freestyle. He can spit for real. Like he can spit really well.
You know what's funny too though? You know what's crazy? M's kind of like Hashim and Madara. Like he's like the outlier. Like I don't think there'll ever be another Eminem, bro. I don't know,
bro.
It might take like millennia for someone even honestly like him again.
Yeah, like his skill level is gonna be so hard to reach, and also the age that he was in was this.
All
it was
the records
more.
He's broken,
yeah, it's like it's gonna be really difficult. Yeah, that's like a once in a generation talent.
Like Drake and Eminem are literally the Hashim and Madara of the rap game. Like the records that they've broken, I don't understand how like people are gonna be able to replicate or beat that, bro.
It's gonna be so difficult. Yeah, bro. Like. These guys have killed it. They both won Artist of the Decade. 2000s was M, 2010s was Drake. Dude, those guys they've carried rap for so long. It's been decades.
M's in like the Hall of Fame, I think, as well. Like the greatest and all that.
Literally, yeah. Like these guys they carried the game for so long. This century actually, they've carried this century. So
like Drake and Eminem have like the most insane world records. The only thing that they lost was the amount of Oscars Kendrick had. I'm gonna be real with you. Let's be real. When it comes to Oscars, that's a bunch of like Oscars are just
kind of bullshit.
Like
Eminem, politics.
Eminem had a whole interview on the Oscars. Yeah, it's just politics and like just go on YouTube or Google and type Eminem's opinion on the Oscars, and that's the best way to simplify it. But in a simple consensus, it's a bunch of fucking bullshit. They just pick and choose and
That Drake kind of mocked it on Family Matters. So he's like, oh. Someone go hand Kate out a Grammy right now. Like, oh, here we go again. Yeah. Like, he doesn't give a fuck about Grammys and shit.
Oscars, Grammys and Oscars, that's like, I'm sorry, but that's just, you can't even, because it's not based upon objective facts or, or actual feats. It's blatantly subjective and it's just nonsensical subjectiveness. It's like Eminem said it perfectly. He was like, bro, they said like, Jabba the Hutt. And I'm like, who's that? Like, huh? Like what? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I would
literally.
understand Drake or Lil Wayne or this or that or maybe Nicki Minaj, you know, whatever. But who? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, like, dude, if they were objective, Eminem would have like fucking 30 Grammys by now, bro. Like, what the
Drake
fuck?
too.
Huh? And Drake.
Yeah.
Yeah, what the hell? I fuck with Big Pimping by Jay-Z. I've heard that song. It's alright, yeah. The scene needs more anime rap for real. Dude, I feel like anime is starting to take over in other avenues of culture. Like in the gym culture, anime is huge in the gym culture now. Like every gym bro is an anime fan, and I mean rightfully so. But guys like Vegeta,
Bro, the Olympics. The
yeah,
Olympics.
the Olympics. Like I think they are going to start to make their way into music. That the anime space is going to start to make its way into music. It's more in pop culture now than ever before. Because anime is spreading worldwide like wildfire. People are starting to finally realize how inspiring and how beneficial it can be to really be immersed in that, you know, in that fandom and that fiction, in the fictional
Bro,
verse.
when women start like speaking about anime and like it, that's when you know like it's taking over.
Facts.
Women are
Yeah.
even liking it.
Yeah, literally, even women are starting to love anime, so it's definitely making a huge like influential wave right now. Pac and Biggie are like Hashirama and Madara too. They're definitely the '90s
Oh
Biggie,
yeah,
Hashirama and Madara of rap. No doubt, no, easily
like, I
those
don't think
guys.
there'll ever be a Tupac. It would take a very, very long time if that were to
Yeah,
happen.
like some of these guys are like once in generation talent. Yeah, and
Like
Pac.
I think
Yeah,
K-Dot and Kendrick's trying to be the next Tupac, but that's just not happening. I'm
yeah.
sorry.
That to reach that status, yeah, nah, probably not. He's not. He doesn't have that persona that Pac had. You know, so. Damn, I remember when X passed. I remember watching his death clip when that was being shared. Dude, that shit was sad, bro. That shit was sad. Um, what was another good question that I saw? It was up here somewhere. Is Not Like Us the best, the GOAT of disses? Not Like Us might be the best bop.
Not.
It's not
It
the best
depends.
diss
Yeah,
track.
it depends what it is.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, yeah. It's
yeah, like
definitely not the best disc.
no, it's not the best diss. Like
Like,
the
if
best
anything,
club
you could say
song.
Tupac took that or Eminem
Yeah,
took the best disc. It's
yeah,
between those two, in my opinion.
yeah. Like
But
who's what's the fucking song? Hit 'Em Up with by Tupac when he shat on Biggie. That shit was fire. That shit was fucking fire.
look,
That's arguably the best of all time. Eminem had a few. 50 even had a few. Like yeah, those are up there with the greatest. Not Like Us is like a club fucking hit. It's not like a
yeah,
diss track.
it's kind of like a comedy slash like bop. You know, it's like the
Yeah,
vibe to whatever. And
exactly.
now, if anything, what I would say is I would say not like us. Yeah, like that doesn't count. Now, Meet the Grams,
That
that
was
is in
better.
competition
Yeah,
for like with Tupac or M, and because that shit hit hard. Like
that
that
was
was some
dark.
dark center,
Yeah,
like unique type angle he really went.
to me that
You
was
know,
the
and then
best song coming out.
he further amplified that with Not Like Us. That's why it
Yeah,
hits so great too, because
exactly.
of Meet the Grams. It was
Yeah,
the setup for it, you know.
Meet the Grams was probably the best diss track in all this beef. It's probably the best, and then
Facts.
Family Matters would be second. But yeah, Not Like Us was like the best bop for sure. Definitely the best bop that came out.
Yeah.
Pretty much every award nowadays is political. Like how Embiid won over Jokic. Probably, yeah. Nikola Jokic's a monster. He probably should have won MVP over Embiid. I agree. Um, but yeah, folks. Any questions at all? Any questions? Feel free. It
I
could be about.
remember when Taylor Swift won an Oscar and Kanye went up there? He's like, nah,
yeah.
bitch.
Like, bitch, you know damn well Beyonce should have won this shit right now. Yeah, literally, bro. Like, what the fuck? But yeah, folks, feel free to ask about the YouTube drama shit, about anime, anything you guys want to ask at all. Feel free. Um, Seems like
Fuck
there's
you.
been some YouTube drama lately. Not even with me in it, me and Noodles, which has been the commonality. It's been him and other people. I'm not surprised. He's a fucking pussy. But yeah, feel free to ask any questions at all. Any questions at all. Let me read up. Trust me though, that song is heat. I'm y'all's age, but his older stuff is what made him. Oh, you mean Jay-Z? Yeah. Uh, Eminem's career is older than me. Yeah, Eminem's been around since the mid '90s.
Man's fucking in his 50s, bro.
Yeah, bro. He's been like 27, 28 years in rap probably. 50 versus Ja Rule was the best beef of all time. 50, I don't think ever lost a beef for.
No,
Notorious for never losing. Yeah,
undefeated.
undefeated.
M2. Yeah.
Yeah, those guys have never lost like a beef war. Yeah, it's crazy. That's why people never fuck with those guys, especially M. No one wants to like go at him. Yeah, so not a good idea to go at him, honestly.
Yeah, Drake would have had his most impressive feat, which would have been over K-Dot, but then K-Dot just out strategized him.
Yeah, he did with that pedo shit. I mean, that was a good angle. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie.
Because I'm gonna be real with you, if it wasn't for any of all of that, like that type of strategy K-Dot did, then I don't know.
Yeah, he would have lost probably.
Yeah, because shit went hard, bro.
Like his career, the career shit accolades, he can't beat Drake in that.
Even 50 Cent had Drake winning after hearing Family Matters. He made a statement. He's like, yeah, he's winning right now.
Yeah, like literally, yeah, he did. Who's the best female rapper? Honestly, to me, skill wise, I think it's Nicki Minaj. She's the best I've heard. Like mainstream.
Nicki,
yeah, she can actually spit.
I'm gonna be real with you. I don't like her. Like she's annoying.
I don't listen to her shit. All
the other copycats as well, like Megan Thee Stallion and whatnot, whatever. I think they're all annoying as fuck. But
facts.
As for best female rapper, it would definitely be her.
Yeah, like I've heard her freestyle. I've heard her on the mic live in front of an audience.
She's basically the Drake of female rap.
Yeah,
being honest with
she is. She can really spit like off the dome in front of a live audience really well. Yeah. These hoes can't do that shit. Megan can't do that shit. Cardi,
but she's side chick material though. Like that's the problem. Like she's side chick material though.
Facts.
She unfortunately influences a lot of women in very bad ways, which that's another thing that's annoying. And another thing too, I found this information out from my girl, but her family and her brother they're actually child predators. They're pedos.
Yeah, I think she's dating like a fucking. Yeah, she's dating like a pedo or some shit. I don't know, some shit like that.
Her partner dating is also a child predator. He was convicted of everything, and she doesn't give a fuck.
Like, that is kind of strange. I'm like, dude, why are you? Like, you can get basically like any dude you want. You're dating a fucking pedo. I don't understand that shit.
Yeah, like her family members are pedos, and the person she's dating. So
that's weird.
Overall, she's not really the greatest role model or person, you know.
Yeah, I never really understood that.
You know, but
that a lot of people looked at her weirdly. I was like, why the fuck are you? I don't understand that. Also, Duplessis versus Adesanya hasn't happened yet. No, that's this Saturday. That fight is happening this Saturday. As far as that UFC card, very good card. Adesanya, he looks like he's serious again. Like that time that Pereira knocked him out and he came back and knocked out Pereira. That's the kind of mode he seems to be in. Israel seems very focused, very lasered in. And I think we're going to get a good Israel this time. I think we're going to get the best Israel we've seen in a while, perhaps ever. He does look bigger, stronger. He says he feels the best he's ever had. Duplessis is a tough test. Don't get me wrong. Powerful, very well-rounded. But I do think we're going to see the best Izzy yet, or perhaps one of the best versions of Izzy that we've seen. And I think that version beats Duplessis. I really do. I think he'll win the belt back again. He's just too skilled, too talented. Yeah, the guy's an assassin, bro. We'll wait and see. Duplessis is not a slouch though. He beat Sean Strickland. Sean Strickland's a fucking beast. So we'll see. I'm definitely very looking forward to that fight. Definitely looking forward to that fight, for sure. 50 has crazy endurance feats versus guns. Also, Lil Kim's fiance tried to smoke him. 50 Cent has been shot. Yeah, literally, bro. In the face.
Literally.
In the face.
That's
bro.
how much fucking conflict he's been in, bro.
Yeah, he's been shot in the fucking face and shit. Like, he has like fucking scars in his face and his fucking mouth and shit.
That man's actually about it as like a fucking actual like rap hip hop.
Like when he was in G Unit, like people knew not to fuck with him on the street and shit. When he was like with G Unit, because he ended up getting shot type shit. Yeah, you can't really fuck. Like he was in the streets for real. Not to fan the flames, but I remember when Noodles head ass started crying on Keemstar. Bro, that's all I have to bring out every time he comes and talks shit. I'm like, is this you? You know what he says? It was an act. I'm like, oh, if that was an act, you deserve an Oscar, fat ass, because that was very believable. Very, very believable. You're fucking crying and saying that you're a victim.
Cap.
Yeah, he's like, it was on an act. It's like the way you act
was finally pushed to a corner and exposed. Yeah. That's
what's ironic. That's probably the only time he really was himself, when he was crying like a bitch. Every other time he's pretending to be someone he's not. Bro, shut the fuck up. It's not a fucking act. Right now, the way you're acting right now is an act. That's an act. Shut your bitch ass up about being that shit was an act, bro. Fucking fake ass. Yeah, that shit's hilarious. That's all I have to pull up is him crying. I don't even have to shit talk him. I just pull that up. That's all I gotta do. Orochimaru versus Donzo. Orochimaru versus Danzo. Orochimaru was relative. Prime Orochimaru was relative to Hiruzen, so that I would lean towards Orochimaru. Yeah. Probably say Orochimaru. Yeah, his hacks. Obviously, Edo Tensei. He's Danzo's cooked. Danzo's best win con would be like Kodo if he could pull that off on Orochimaru.
Yeah, because then Orochimaru could stop his Edos as well because he's being controlled.
Yeah, literally. So, that's like one of the best, probably the best win con for him.
Like the problem with Danzo, he beats basically not everyone, but almost everyone in a 1v1 scenario because of his annoying ass fucking hacks that he stole from people.
Yeah, yeah.
Like Kodo's is ridiculous. Yeah. You know, yeah, Izanagi he has a freebie for an off guard hit, even though that's kind of redundant on Orochimaru because he can heal.
Yeah.
That
hard to kill.
That actually won't give him the win. Yeah, Orochimaru would just come back, he'd be like, wait a minute, like what the fuck?
Yeah.
But overall, like that's kind of like what's annoying. You know, like so it is what it is. Like that with Danzo, like you could say he was in like a similar regard with Hiruzen and whatnot, when like narratively and stuff and everything, but Hiruzen was always technically still above him in certain aspects. But if you take scaling in a certain sense, then Danzo technically should be above Orochimaru still. But even if Orochimaru is in a similar like area, or like whatever, like his hacks is what's gonna give him the W. Like shit, like bro, Orochimaru got folded by a 3-tomo Sharingan Genjutsu by Itachi. You know,
literally,
like,
bro.
imagine Shishui's fucking 3-tomo Genjutsu. Like you know, like so, like it's Kodo's a win con, 3-tomo can even be a win con. You know, and things like that. But if he didn't have the Kodo, and let's say you don't think the 3-tomo's enough either, then I do think Danzo would lose. Cause I think Orochimaru would just outlast him. Because he only has a certain amount of Izanagis, and Orochimaru could just keep healing whatever, or go into it, like, especially if it's like his plus form, like his
fuck.
Plus,
yeah, literally.
Forms, like, yeah,
I don't even see how he would hurt. How he even hurt Orochimaru at that point.
Yeah, like he would need Kodo. There's no way.
Yeah, there's no way.
Kodo, you know, like, so like that's what I'm saying. Like without his hacks, he just wouldn't beat him. So if you take away his hacks, and it's meaning just his stats and his jutsus and abilities, meaning aka him not being a fucking pussy, he probably loses because Danzo was trash. That's why he needed hacks, because he was fucking dog shit.
Literally. You know? He just doesn't have much of an arsenal. At least from what we see, he just doesn't have much of an arsenal. That's why he needed all those.
Jiraiya would beat him. Yeah. You know, like Jiraiya would arguably like it would have personally, I'm gonna be real, which Jiraiya would have to be in Sage Mode to beat Danzo, if I'm being honest.
Most likely,
because I do think I do think Izanagi would definitely catch him slipping, kind of like what Pain did to him, you know.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
And Jiraiya is not a Orochimaru, so if he gets critically hit, that's not good.
Yeah, that's raps.
So, but you know, overall, like it's just like their plus forms without hacks, he's not winning that. I don't know.
Hell no.
Yeah. And then their base forms, like, they could just outlast, you know. So
yeah, exactly. Remember that 50 Cent third-person shooter game? I do remember that shit, bro. I do remember that.
That man has the most insane games, bro. He has that, and he even made a game for Diddy.
Yeah,
like
bro.
Game for Diddy.
You should make a new game called No Diddy, bro. Literally. No Diddy.
Like,
that'd be crazy.
Made a fucking horror game about Diddy, bro. That man is the most insane troll, bro.
He's the god of trolls, bro. He's the god of trolls. What type of devil?
Well, him and Eminem are always trolling each other too, and like he says, like M's like the only competitor if he's being honest.
Yeah, literally. What type of devil fruit?
There's a story he said where like apparently M texted him like some random day, and he's like, "Hey, bro, I'll suck your dick or some shit." And 50 Cent's like, "Bro, why are you being gay?"
Yeah, those guys are too good at that shit, man. What type of devil fruit power would you like to see? So far, I've seen the Gum Devil Fruit, which is obviously Luffy's, and I saw like the whatever the fuck it was. It like allows you to like fucking kind of separate your body parts and like put them back together. That one's a cool Devil Fruit one. That's when he fought that one Captain Clown or some shit, Butch the Clown or some shit. And he beat him.
Yeah.
So it seems most Devil Fruits give like a body modification. I'm early in. I know there's more Devil Fruits out there, but it seems like they like modify your body and enhance it. Like with Luffy, it rubberizes his body. He can like expand it, retract it. He can like fucking do this like a bunch of different shit. Like uses his fucking arm as a whip because he fucking like makes it go like longer and shit. He can like blast himself in the air by like launching himself, kind of like a catapult with his arms. It's pretty cool. His AP, his durability is higher because he's made out of rubber. It's pretty cool. A cool one I'd like to see would be like, what would be a cool devil fruit power? Maybe like enhanced speed or some shit, like enhanced speed devil fruit or some shit, or enhanced strength maybe. I'm sure they're out there. Apparently, it seems like there's a shit ton of them. So, I guess when I watch more, I'll find out. But Akatsuki versus the Five Kage Summit, the whole Akatsuki, they would fucking obliterate the Five Kage Summit with
they wouldn't even need that.
Yeah, like, just get the top three. They would obliterate. I mean, that's all I would need. Honestly, one of them would probably beat them all. Honestly, but.
Like Hadon and Kakasu are the only two that would get fucking folded by
they get folded.
Summit, but,
yeah.
What's it called? But when it gets to like Sasori and Datara, that's where it kind of becomes pretty problematic.
Yeah.
For them now Raikage, he would be able to deal with Sasori though.
Yeah,
Datara,
the speed.
But all the others, they'd be having some problems though. Like
literally,
tough.
the top three would fucking like.
Sasori would be washing up fucking Gaara. He would wash up fucking Danzo. He would fucking he would like, bro. Sasori basically collapsed them all except for Raikage.
Yeah, like him, they would need the top three.
Danzo.
Yeah.
If any, would Kodo even work on Sasori? Like
he's a fucking puppet. I don't know. It might not fucking work.
Why would they get you to would work on him? That well, maybe because he does have the heart organ, which does
he's like a chakra network. So,
so maybe so I guess Kodo would work on Sasori then, but see, he would have to be smart because if he uses Kodo on the Hiriko puppet, that's not doing shit. You know what I mean?
Oh fuck no! Yeah, it's just an empty shell.
So, like he could actually waste it, and then he has to wait for it to recharge. Because when he used it on that Mufune, it took like many fucking chapters until like midway, or not even midway, towards the end of his fight with Sasuke, to where he finally used it again.
Exactly. You know? Yeah.
So he only has one use, and then it takes a bit for that shit to charge. You know?
Yeah, literally makes sense. M admitted he was gay in the interview, the movie. Oh, that movie was fucking hilarious, bro. Is that one movie with like all those actors? M was in it. He was like saying some shit like that he likes fucking dudes in the ass or some shit. I know it was like that movie was hilarious, bro.
He's trolling because that means
obviously he's not fucking gay. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, I think it wasn't that he was gay. I think he was at a restaurant and some dude kept staring at him. He's like, "Do you want to fuck me in the ass, bro?" Like he kept saying at him. It's like, "Do you want me to bend over? Do you want to fuck me in the ass?" And the guy in the fucking restaurant was like, "I'm sorry, bro. I didn't mean to bother you." I was like, "What the fuck?" That shit was funny, dude. I was crying with that shit. That shit was hilarious, bro. Yeah, that shit was so funny. But M is pretty funny, bro.
That reminds me of in his song and in the interview where he's like, "I can't even take a shit without somebody standing by it."
Yeah, literally. The way I am, literally, bro. That's his life, bro. He cannot fucking do shit. But yeah, M is actually pretty fucking funny, bro. He's pretty fucking funny. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, that movie was hilarious, bro. The movie was hilarious. That shit was peak comedy. But yeah, M actually is a good actor. Like he was always just good at that. Like 8 Mile, he was still
fucking good. Yeah, he could have easily been a fucking actor because 8 Mile was insane.
He was so young too. Like that's the thing. Like it came out in 2002. So that means filming probably started in 2000, 2001. He was barely starting his career. He was already that good of an actor. That's crazy. Like he's a really good actor.
Could have made bag in both ways, acting and music.
Like if he really wanted to, he could have been like a Hollywood star easily if he wanted to. Like he's that. And 8 Mile was a successful movie. Like it was arguably like the best rap movie of all time. Like it was really good. Yeah. So he's talented. Yeah, today's day that shit is iconic. Like the fucking rap battles at the end and shit. That shit is still iconic to this day. Who's the most overrated rapper currently?
Jay-Z.
It could be Jay-Z, yeah. Like Jay-Z.
Still Jay-Z, bro.
Yeah, honestly. As far as like new dudes that people think is like good but really not.
I guess I would say like the little people, like Lil Pump or whatever.
Lil Pump is fucking poo-poo. Yeah, he's ass. Lil Baby's actually decent. I wouldn't say he's overrated.
Yeah, he's decent.
Yeah, his shit's actually all right. Yeah, Lil Pump definitely overrated. His shit's ass. Lil Lil Yachty, I think is overrated,
I'd
bro.
probably say 21 as well, because like some people try to say he's like that like fucking guy, like on same levels as like Drake and Eminem. No, I don't agree with that.
Honestly, I think Drake propelled him when he had him on his album.
Yeah.
For all the, I think it was For All the Dogs. He really helped him.
Don't get me wrong, 21, he's solid, but he's not built like that. So I'd probably say 21. Cause I think he's a little like people overrate him way
without Drizzy's like huge help being like a
Drizzy
pivotal.
Has bias for him. I don't give a fuck.
Oh, he's definitely biased. Definitely biased. Yeah. If he hadn't helped him with that album, he still would have been like lower tier. He wouldn't be where he is right now.
Like I'll say this, he did pretty impressive numbers wise, because even Drake shouted that out in like his diss song. He's like, I think he said like 21's you're not catching him 21, you're not catching him this guy, whatever. I forgot what he said, but
he's like, you're not fucking catching up. I think like 20 Savage got you wiped down, Travis got you wiped down. Literally. Travis does numbers, I won't cap, but Savage, no, he's not.
Travis is good though. No, Travis, he's actually,
his shit slaps, for sure.
He's definitely not like, I don't think he's overrated. No, he deserves it. But no, 21, I don't know.
I think he's overrated. Yeah, he is overrated. Like his music's okay, but it's not like
he's not like the next Jay-Z. 21.
Yeah,
being honest with you.
It kind of is, honestly. Who's it? Let's see. Emma's so influential. Pretty much everyone knows about Mom Spaghetti. Facts, bro. Literally.
Everybody, even
everybody
that don't like rap know about.
Yeah, they just know that shit. Top 5 movies of all time. In my opinion, that's tough though. It's fucking hard. Endgame. I'm biased, really obviously.
Hard, like I feel like that shit you gotta fucking categorize and whatnot. Because
it's so fucking hard, bro.
But if like we just had to pick like Dark Knight,
Batman
the Dark Knight has to be at least in top 5.
I would put it in the. I put it up there.
Yeah, it has to be in there.
Dark Knight. Actually, I'd switch Endgame for Infinity War. Infinity War is probably better.
Yeah, Infinity War was better, definitely.
Yeah,
that was some crazy shit.
It's fucking hard. What else is out there?
3? Maybe?
Deadpool 3 was really good. It was really good.
Like, would it be a top 5 though?
Man, there's so many good movies I've seen, like Django, fucking Shawshank Redemption.
Like Tobey Maguire, we gotta put his shit in there.
Yeah, dude. Fuck, man, his shit was good. Spider-Man 2 is so fucking good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Was so good.
Like, so he has to be in there. The Christian Bale's Dark Knight, where he that has to be. Infinity War has to be. So that's 3.
Infinity War. What's like a fucking peak ass fucking? See, I'm trying to think. Like, Shawshank Redemption is really good. I haven't seen that in years, but I remember it was damn good.
Yeah.
With fucking what's
his
fucking name?
Matrix. Do you think
the Matrix?
That's
just pretty iconic. Yeah, it's pretty iconic. Django,
Matrix.
Star Wars.
Oh,
shit!
Either Star Wars or Matrix.
Dude, like Star Wars: Revenge of the Sith. That shit was peak, dude. Yeah, that shit was so peak. Yeah, that's tough. There's so many fucking good movies, man. So many.
There's a lot.
It's so hard.
And then you got the fucking Pixar movies. Like, there's a lot of shit out there, bro.
Yeah,
like,
it's really hard.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like you really have to categorize, but overall, like, if we had to like pick out of everything we've seen, then that's at least a start. You know what I mean? Definitely the best Spider-Man movie. Definitely the Dark Knight, Infinity War. You could even add Star Wars in there as for like whatever. Maybe the Matrix if you think that's worthy of.
Yeah, it's pretty iconic. Speaking of Deadpool 3, in only 3 weeks or so, it reached a billion in the box office. That hasn't been done since the fucking Avengers movies were out, like that quickly. Yeah, that's fucking great. I mean, it's damn good.
That movie was fucking good. Like, I'm gonna be real. I might have Deadpool 3 in the top 5.
Really good.
Still. That might sound crazy, but it's fucking good.
It's really well done. It's definitely a huge catapult for the MCU. With it kind of slipping lately. With the movies, this one just catapulted it back up into good light with the fans and the casual fans, the hardcore fans. It did really well. Really well. Honestly.
Literally, bro.
Yeah, honestly. The Baby is ass. I'll say this: The Baby has a couple good songs. He has one called Bop. He has a song called Bop. Ironically enough, it's a bop. The shit's a bop. He has another one called. What's the other one I was thinking of? Fuck. Was it? I forgot what it's called. Yeah, I'm trying to remember the fucking names, but there's some that are bops. There's some that are bops. But I don't think he's ass though. I think he's better than like quite a few people. But Yeah, everything mumble rap is overrated. I can't listen to mumble rap, dude. This shit is dog shit.
Yeah, I can't. I can't.
So I can't understand what the fuck they're saying and shit. Fuck no.
Uh,
Thoughts on modern day Lil Wayne? Still talent. There's this one freestyle I saw on Twitter. It was no, it wasn't a freestyle. It was a song he did with somebody, but he was fucking spitting. I don't know who it was. I think it was Lil Yachty or I forgot who it was, a Kodak or something. But
probably.
he was fucking spitting, dude. I was like, this is like fucking OG Lil Wayne. This shit was fire. I forgot what song it was. I wish it was. I should have saved it. It was fucking fire. It was like the best shit I've heard him drop since like fucking back in the day. But that shit was. He was a feature too. It wasn't even a song. It was like he was a feature, but he killed it.
Makes sense.
Shit, yeah, he killed it. I was like, damn, this shit was good. Don't disrespect Gucci Gang. That shit is ass. Gucci Gang. Oh my god. Oh my god. I think if you don't take it seriously, mumble rap is pretty good. I mean, if you're in the club and shit and Gucci Gang fucking starts, I guess. But you know, it's catchy, I guess. But I would never fucking.
The problem is rap has always been known for some form of lyrical value.
Yeah, it's like poetry.
Or if you're like a lyrical genius, like like really fast rappers, whatever, blah, blah. Like rap's always been known to that point, never to just like, oh, let me just give you a catchy beat and something really nice to listen to. Like, I'm sorry, but if I want to listen to something that sounds fucking amazing, you know what I mean? I'm gonna listen to Drake then, because one, I can understand what he's saying, and two, it sounds great. Why do I just want to listen to a bunch of Drake beats but can't understand what the fuck they're saying either? Like to me, I feel like that's just like counterproductive, you know.
It's like a dude saying Gucci Gang the whole fucking time, bro. I want to listen to that shit.
Yeah, like or the same word the whole time. Like, it's like, sure, maybe it could sound nice beat wise or this, but or then listen to fucking music for beats then. Like to me, that's not really rap to me. I'm sorry, you know.
It's like a 6ix9ine.
He even spoke on that in his Kamikaze album. Like he made fun of mumble rap the entire fucking time.
Facts.
And said why it's retarded, whatever, blah, blah. It just doesn't hit the same. You know?
Facts. Like 6ix9ine, he made a name for himself with great beats. Like his fucking lyrics were dog shit, fucking ass, but the beats were fire. Like that was the thing. Like. Now he's not relevant because he's fucking ass. You know, he's getting jumped at fucking Planet Fitness and shit. Like he's dog shit.
And that's the problem. Like, so again, if I want to listen to something for beats or just how great it sounds, you got many people that can provide that. You have Lil Wayne, you have Drake, you have fucking Travis Scott. Like, there's many people that can do that you can actually understand. Even 21. You know, like
21.
So like that's why, like, I just think that's, I don't know. To me, I think mumble rap is a waste of time.
This is dog shit, bro. I've never got into it either. It's fucking dog shit, bro. Hugh Jackman's Wolverine versus Homelander. Honestly, Homelander's speed but his Wolverine's adamantium might actually penetrate him because there's no sort of metal alloy in the boys verse that exists. The only thing is Homelander.
He's definitely cutting him. Yeah.
The only thing is Homelander's like if he's flying and shit, and his lasers and shit, like he might just. How would the laser affect Wolverine? Like he is made of adamantium.
It would melt. Like it would melt his skin, but his metal would still be there.
I feel like it. Yeah, I feel like it wouldn't be enough to go through his because that shit. That shit tanked a nuke.
Cyclops.
Yeah.
He's been hit by nukes, Cyclops, all kinds of fucking incineration type people.
Yeah.
And he's still been perfectly fine. It takes like a really, really high level of fucking power to incinerate through the adamantium as well.
Like the AP has to be fucking really high. Yeah.
Yeah, the only way really Homelander could beat Wolverine is like throwing him in space or the sun.
Or like throw him in the drowning him or some shit. Yeah, that's the only way.
Yeah, like that's the only way. Now the only problem though is if sure he can fly and he could speed blitz him, but the moment he's flying and he's trying to get him from point A to point B, that's Wolverine's best opportunity to kill him. I wouldn't see why they both wouldn't be like at least relative or equal right at that point, right? Because they're both like superhuman. So like it just basically boils down to like if Wolverine can at least get one blow on him before he gets win conned, then Wolverine wins.
Yeah,
he has to land the blow.
Like his shit will go through. He'll like stab Homelander in the fucking head or some shit. Like decapitate Homelander or something. Like Homelander's gonna.
And I'll say this. Go ahead.
Yeah.
My bad.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say Homelander would have to like punch him and like send him flying, not like grab him. If he grabs him, he's getting fucking stabbed. Like he's gonna get fucked up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, so if he flies and like he tries to fly and speed blitz and grab, yeah, sure, he'll pull off the first initial speed blitz. But now he's flying, and then Wolverine could now try to, like stab him or some shit. And he's probably fucked.
Yeah, he's gonna have to like punch him instead of flying. He can't he can't take the risk of like grabbing him and like flying up because then he'll stab him. Like will stab him.
Yeah. So he'll have to use his lasers or just like him and send him flying and shit. Like Wolverine is a composite character, as we all know. So like if it's like the lower versions of Wolverine, then that's all Homeland has to do: punch him, send him flying, laser him, send him flying, and just kill him by either water, the sun, or space. Right?
Yeah, literally.
And if he doesn't do that, then he'll just die in close hand-to-hand combat because guess what? Wolverine's a better fighter, more experienced.
Definitely better fighter.
And he can pierce through his durability. So he's absolutely fucked if he tries to do hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah, no.
Now if it's like prime versions of Wolverine where has pretty cracked feats against certain individuals, I'm gonna be honest with you, fucking Wolverine might still be able to deal everything he throws. He probably couldn't land a hit on him. He could dodge all his laser visions, and then he just kills him.
Yeah, honestly, like Homelander's so egotistical in character, he would probably try to fight him hand to hand. He'd be like, "Who's this fucking retard?" And then he'd get stabbed.
Because he never even strategizes. Yeah,
never,
never. He's never been pushed to that point. He's never even tried to do it like out of like a just in case. Like he's very like he's pretty stupid. They just fucking go swinging like a gorilla, basically.
Yeah, no battle experience, no prep, like no nothing. He would see Wolverine. He'd see his claws. He'd be like, "Oh, shiny!" And he'd try to attack him and get stabbed. He'd be like, "Oh, fuck! What the hell is this?"
So overall, I'd say more consistently, as crazy as it sounds, Wolverine will probably pull more W's than most encounters. But honestly, it's not impossible for Homelander to pull it off,
Yeah, exactly.
But he would have to be smart to do that. And that's the problem. He never fights. Not ever been smart.
Yeah. He's never tactical ever. He's never tactical.
Like he's never even done that to torture a human being. He's never tried to flown someone in space or drown them or go into the ocean. Like nothing. He's always just the same bullshit. So personally, I'm gonna be real with you. I think Wolverine wins way more.
Because in character, Homelander's just not very intelligent. That's the problem. Like he's not. Even against Soldier Boy, who he thought was a threat, he just went up and started banging with him. He didn't even try to do anything else.
Literally.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So he's like, if he just stands there being egotistical and arrogant and thinks he could tank Wolverine's claws, he's gonna find out the hard way and die. Okay. Yeah. That's how it could potentially go because he's just that confident. Nothing can hurt him. 2, if he does try to do what he did to Soldier Boy, which is in character. Then now Wolverine has enough time to just stab him, and guess what? He dies.
Yeah, literally.
So that's the problem. But let's say for any reason he's being out of character and tries to use his brain, then potentially he could pull it off if the scaling is right enough.
Yeah, if he was smart and grabbed him quick enough and launched him into fucking space or some shit, then he'd win. But that's not something he does. Yeah, this is not a character for him. So that's the
Wolverine
biggest.
Takes it most of the time.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. Would you call the Migos mumble rappers? So Offset had that one bop. Fuck was it called? Panda or some shit? I think that was him who dropped that. That wasn't really mumble, but it was very repetitive. The best rapper, I think, is Quavo. Like, he could actually spit somewhat. R.I.P. to the other one. I forgot his fucking name. The one that got shot. But R.I.P. to him, but... Yeah, he got shot, I think, or some shit. RIP. They're not mumble rappers. I think they're good enough to where I wouldn't call them that. Like they're actually they're not fucking goated, but they're good enough to not call them that. Is Lil Wayne a mumble rapper? No, he could spit.
No,
definitely spit. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, hell no. Like he has an accent and shit, but he's definitely no mumble rapper. No.
That man's basically Drake, but in his own unique way.
Yeah, he's like Drake before Drake, basically. Yeah. Is Troll Ultra Instinct stronger than Perfected Ultra Instinct? So Perfected Ultra Instinct is aka Mastered Ultra Instinct. From the manga, if I remember correctly, don't quote me, I think Mastered Ultra Instinct is still something that, I might be wrong though, but I think it's still something Goku's trying to master, I believe. I believe so, but True Ultra Instinct is definitely stronger than the Ultra Instinct that Goku initially used against Jiren when he first tapped into it.
Yeah.
That's for sure. I know that as a fact. As far as it being stronger than Mastered, I think that's not the case. I might be wrong, but I think not. I don't think so. He's only used it a couple times.
I would have to go over everything again.
I have to go back.
Sure,
yeah, because he used it against Jiren when he got Mental Amp, And then I think he used it against fucking what's the fucking guy's name? The fucking arc that he fought that one guy, not Granola, but before that. That guy, the guy with the fucking horns. That guy, I think he used it there.
I haven't even seen that. So,
yeah, it was the arc, the Moro. That's the guy, Moro.
Yeah.
I think he used mastered against Moro, if I'm not mistaken. I'd have to go back. It's been a while since I read Super. I mean, those.
Wasn't Moro like beating his ass too?
Yeah, he was whipping his ass. Like, he was a dog. Yeah. So I think he used mastered there. But I think it is. I think it's not stronger than mastered. I might be wrong though. Mumble rap is so ass. They even use the exact same ad libs all the time. Oh yeah, for sure, bro. What's your definition of a mumble rapper? Basically, someone that spits a bunch of nonsense with a catchy beat, like like fucking Lil Pump, 6ix9ine. He's dog shit.
Or you can understand what the fuck they're saying. That is.
Yeah, you can understand like what the fuck they're saying whatsoever. It's like fucking dog shit. Those guys are like the most popular fucking mumble rappers. Kodak is kind of a mumble rapper. He might be good enough to where we can call him that. But he's borderline mumble. Like his shit sometimes I'm like, what the fuck is he saying? Like I don't know what the fuck he's saying. If MF Doom was mainstream, how popular would he be? If he was mainstream, he would took off, bro. MF Doom's he's a damn good rapper. It's just unfortunate he never like blew up mainstream. Who would come on top in a fight between Thanos, Galactus, Doom, and Kang? It depends on their versions, obviously, but mainstream, the ones we're familiar with, probably Galactus, probably.
Yeah, Galactus is just like, bro, he's
like a force. Yeah, he's a force of nature. Thanos without the Infinity Gauntlet is strong, but he's not fucking the cosmic power level strong. Like Galactus is cosmic power.
Like if Doom had prep time, then Doom could win.
Yeah, Doom,
because he has insane prep feats. But but if just their normal forms, then Galactus for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Current Yuji versus Deadpool and Wolverine. Again, depends on their versions. Is it like from the MCU?
Yeah.
Yuji's pretty fast. I mean, he's scrapping with Sukuna. That's probably Mach 1, Mach 2.
I think he'd probably be faster than MCU Wolverine.
Yeah, he'd be faster.
MCU Wolverine, like he's a super soldier in a sense, but he's still technically human. Like humans are relative to him still.
Exactly.
So
and
when I'm talking about like fucking samurais, the time soldiers, and or just thugs, you know what I mean, and shit, like they're all relative, So
so he's moving at Mach speeds. He probably would be faster than them. Would he be able to kill them? I don't know about that. I mean,
he's not killing Wolverine.
Like curse techniques and like Black Flash. I don't think that's gonna kill them. Honestly, it might not.
He would just heal from that shit every time.
Yeah, like he'd have to use a hacks, like a fucking domain expansion or some type shit. To like even have a chance.
Yeah, he would definitely need like some crazy hacks domain expansion, but without that, Wolverine's winning because he would just outlast him.
Honestly, yeah, I think that's what would happen because these domain expansions are usually physically based, unless you're Gojo, like who like actually attacks your senses. That might actually beat Wolverine, but not because that'll like affect his mind, not his body. But but Yuji doesn't have that. He has like a domain I think he has a domain expansion. He's not that good at it yet. I think he has a Black Flash. So I wouldn't kill him, or Deadpool. They probably would outlast him because they'd keep healing, and Yuji would keep expending cursed energy, and he would get more and more fatigued. And Deadpool and Wolverine can go all day. So they probably would take him. Yeah, they probably would beat him. The dead one is Takeoff. Oh, that's right. RP Takeoff, bro. RP Takeoff. Yeah. Who's smarter, Homelander or Kaguya? I'm gonna give it Homelander the benefit. He's not retarded. He's at least smarter than Kaguya. Kaguya is retarded, bro.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, Kaguya is very dumb.
Yeah, like she might have been smarter before the war, end of the war.
Zetsu was backpacking her the whole time.
Yeah,
telling her what to do and shit.
Like there, she looks so fucking dumb. Like I'm sure she was smarter before, like during her time with Hagoromo and Hagura and Hamura and shit. Like I'm sure he was smart. She was smarter then, but in the war, she was fucking retarded, bro. Like retarded. So yeah, Homelander's at least smarter than that. Like he's still smart enough to manipulate the people. He's smart enough to keep Vought afloat. Like his power helps. He intimidates, but he's smart enough to use his power to intimidate. He's smart enough to go to Sage, the smartest person on Earth, for help. That's not something a dumb person would do. That's smart. To get like someone that's smarter than yourself to help you. That's smart. So he's not like retarded. So he's definitely he's intelligent enough at least. So But yeah, folks, a few more minutes unless someone donates. Make sure if you haven't already though to hit the like button if you haven't already. It's greatly appreciated. A few more minutes though. We're over 3 hours. I didn't even notice. Great stream so far though. Tons of great anime questions in this one. The last one was a lot of comic book content, which is dope too. So, been reading a lot of comics actually. So, as well, I do want to drop more comic content. I do have a comic video coming, hopefully the next week or two. Hopefully in next week, ideally. But let's just say it is boys related. It's crossverse as well, kind of like the last one I did. That's coming soon. Favorite DB transformation? Honestly, cliche to say, but probably Namek Saga Goku when he went Super Saiyan the first time. Either that or Gohan when he went Super Saiyan 2 against Cell. Super Saiyan 2 rage form.
Well, every poll always has that too.
Yeah.
Like if it's just like if it's Gohan competing, it's still always Goku that wins though.
Yeah.
But if they're separate, it's either Gohan's moment or Goku's moment. Those every time on YouTube.
Yeah, those are like the peak transformations in the entire series with those two. The third would probably be Ultra Instinct Goku. That shit was fucking fire. But after that, before that one, it would be those two. Yeah. The only thing Kaguya is good at is her powers. She's just powerful. Yeah, exactly. She's a force of nature.
Yeah, like that's the only reason why she was such a threat. Like she immediately speed blitzed Sasuke with a portal.
Yeah, literally.
Like she was overpowering Naruto the whole time. You know, so yeah, she's just powerful. Yeah.
Itachi and Kisame versus the Shibuya arc. I'll just say this: Itachi and Kisame.
Oh, they slam. They bully.
They're so much faster. Let's just say this: they would kill everyone before most people even realize what happened. They would slaughter everybody.
Like, bro, have you seen the fan made Naruto versus battles against the JJ? I don't know if you've seen it from like Facebook.
I think I've seen some of them.
So good.
Yeah.
But it's literally the Naruto characters just bullying them, bro.
Yeah, like Itachi, if he used Tsukiyomi, he would slaughter before people even realize what happened. Kisame would blitz and slaughter. Like, bro, they're so much faster than just think about this. The peak characters in JJK are maybe Mach 5, Mach 6. That's peak. And in Naruto, that's like fucking part 1. And that's slow in part 1. So imagine Itachi and Kisame, bro.
Sukuna was getting bullied by Naruto, by Sasuke.
Oh my god!
Bro, like it was just hilarious, bro. Like
Sukuna,
I was so proud of that dude that made it because he clearly knew scaling, obviously. Yeah, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna end this shit once and for all." And it was great.
Honestly, Sukuna for the first time. If you guys
don't know what I'm talking about, look up on YouTube. Type Naruto versus JJK, and you'll find it.
Honestly, for the first time, Sukuna would be staring at his superior if he saw those two. Yep. He'd be like, "What the fuck is this?" Like he'd get instantly one-shotted. Honestly.
But bro, like everything he made though, the lines, like how like it looks so real too. Like it looks so legit. Yeah. Like the editing was fucking peak. Like oh my god, it was just great. Like it's how like Sukuna would have been like if he saw, and then how he would have felt like right after. Like it was just perfect. It was hilarious. But yeah,
literally,
Naruto slammed. So.
My favorite was the Super Saiyan 4 transformation versus Super Baby, but that ain't even canon. That was pretty cool Super Saiyan 4 transformation in GT was pretty dope.
Yeah, that shit was goated, bro.
That shit was fire.
I'm sorry, the red Kamehameha to this day is my favorite.
Fire. Yeah, definitely fire. The aesthetic, the transformation, the visuals, fire.
He talks like he had that Madara energy, bro.
Facts. He was like shit talking all his villains, bro. That shit was fire. Which Otsutsuki had the best strip? Ishiki, probably. The best strip. Yeah, he was pretty drippy.
Absolutely. That cloak that he had, the look, the eyes, like him, how he eats and shit, how he summons a fucking table and wine, and
literally, that boy was cold. Like no one else really had drip except him. Like Momo was like fucking weird ass, like robes. Kaguya's robes.
He did.
Oh yeah. Kinshiki had some drip. Yeah.
Like his little throwdown with Sasuke too. He had some drip.
Yeah, like that big ass fucking axe he had and shit. That was pretty fire.
Yeah,
that shit was fire. Mm-hmm. I just remember the best movie ever was Batman debunking ramen pox, Kakuzu versus Pain Vid. Oh yeah, the debate. Yeah. Scale Kisame and Itachi to the boys. they would perception bliss the entire verse very easily.
They would shit on them.
It'd be a horrible slaughter.
I hate to even like give this man any love because of all the bullshit in Naruto, but Kakazu would bully the fuck out of him.
Yeah. Let's just say this: Kakazu in that verse would be pain. Let's just say that. Yeah. He would be pain, but he would be the pain of that verse, bro.
It would be a god to them.
Yeah, like there we could wank him all we want. Tobirama would be a god. Kakazu would be a god. Heavy Sasuke would be a god.
He could toy with them too. He could literally like hold back, die like 4 fucking times, and still just come on top.
Literally, like all those people that are fucking wanked would be gods there. We could wank them freely there. Heavy Sasuke, Tobirama, Kakazu, they'd all be gods there. They'd be happy there, and so would their fans. So yeah, they would fucking slaughter there. The boys are fodder in the Naruto verse. So
and that's because like they're just tremendously way more faster and
way faster. Yeah, it's like fucking preposterous. Yeah. Have you read Chainsaw Man? That's one I want to read. I might read that one, not watch it, because it's not too long anyway. I know there's an anime for it, but I might just read it because I can get through it quicker.
Behind, though, I think.
Yeah, I think it's behind. I heard it's peak. 6 likes it. So, 6 a fan of it. A few people that I know are a fan of it. Shout out to 6 as well. Yeah, I'll check that one out as well. But yeah, folks, about 3 more questions. We'll depart. 3 more questions. A few more and we'll depart. Shinobi couldn't make it, but it's all good. Bitch ass Kiba would probably be king. And in the boys verse, yeah, he'd be king. Yeah.
And Warwick Kiba, I would say.
Yeah, Warwick. At least Warwick would be a king in the boys verse. He would be.
Like part 1 Kiba would lose. He would.
Honestly, he's poo poo. Yeah, he's poo poo there. Yeah. He'd still lose. Kiba would be Hokage in the boys verse. Yeah.
Yep. Finally.
Hokage, yeah. He's like, bitch, finally. Yeah, he'd be like happy there. He could die happy there. Yeah, there he'd be somebody. Finally, in his first time in his pathetic life, he'd be somebody.
Time. Shit, took him long enough.
Yeah, he's always getting fucking just bullied, man.
That's his infinite Tsukuyomi dream. King in the boys verse.
Literally, that's his fucking infinite Tsukuyomi dream. Every time he speaks about it, everyone just looks at him like, "Bro, shut your bitch ass up. Like, you're not gonna be shit." Like, and during the fucking Warwick when
by side characters, bro.
Yeah, when the Sasuke shows up and Kiba's like, "Okay, Sasuke's like, I'm gonna be Hokage." Kiba's like, "No, I'm gonna be it." Even Shino's like, "Dude, shut your bitch ass up, bro. You're gonna be Hokage, bro. What the fuck are you talking about?" Yeah, literally. Everyone's like, "You're capping, bro." No one even gave a fuck. They just kept looking at Sasuke. They're like, "Oh, I don't give a fuck, bro. You're capping, bro." You should watch Baki first and watch One Piece later. It's that heat. Actually, shout out to TG. He's really started like scaling it. Shout out to the boy, man. He does good work on that. Oh shit! $5 for Mr. Pillow. Appreciate that. Have you been down? Would you be down to watch a vid called "How Weak Is JJK" by Ty Learned? Shout out to Ty Learned. He actually makes good shit. His scaling is good. He does primarily One Piece. Oh really? Yeah, we do reactions on here. Just how long is the video? Let me see.
I won't do One Piece though, because that'll spoil it for Jay though. But...
Yeah, One Piece shit now. But I'll do that JJK. Let me see. How weak is JJK? If it's not too long, we could do it real quick. By Ty Learned. Oh, I see it. 6 minutes. Actually, not that long.
That's not bad, no.
Yeah. We could do it for like $10. Nothing crazy. We'll react to it real quick. Losing to a fight is the biggest anti-feat in anime history. That shit was sad, bro. Really, really was. Sage Mode Kabuto versus Naruto and B. Sage Mode Kabuto? Or it depends on Naruto. But
yeah, they would win though because of B. I don't like the way I see it is like Sage Mode Kabuto, he's pretty fucking cracked, but what does he do against a B bomb? Like I don't want to hear it. Like what I don't does he really survive a BG bomb? I don't see that. I just don't fucking see that.
Like the Naruto and B that fought Itachi in them. That'd be an interesting fight. But yeah, if B does get off a BG bomb, I don't see how Kabuto would survive that. Honestly, but that AP is pretty high. Naruto could also.
He wouldn't. Yeah, like he wouldn't be able to see. Because here's the thing, like B's kind of no joke even in base as well in a sense because like he was over here like scrapping with like Edo Itachi and shit, you know.
Yeah.
And he was holding his own to a good degree and using like partial transformation. And mind you, like that Itachi was going all out, being controlled as an Edo, while Kabuto, he's fighting a holding back Itachi. You know what I mean? Like, so there's that too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So like overall, you could say in like if you're just trying to keep it simple, they're all relative in some regard. But I'm just saying like if B just starts going like fucking V2 transformation or even full, like I just don't see how he deals with that. Sage with Naruto, he'll be able to deal with him. I feel like they'd be competitive to each other, but Kabuto would still have the way more of the edge against Sage with Naruto because he has all that hacks while Naruto doesn't.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like Naruto could probably catch Sage One Kabuto slipping with like the visible frog kata shit, but Kabuto could just heal. You know what I mean? Like I believe he has healing abilities and whatnot too. So yeah, because the white snake and shit, right? So
yeah,
like it would have to be something very devastating of an AP blow, which again would be the Bijuu Bomb. Rising Shuriken could probably do it too, but it's only if it lands, and I think he'd be too fast.
Yeah,
Because if he can dodge a Susanoo arrow, yeah, if he could dodge a Susanoo arrow, I'd say he could probably dodge a Rising Shuriken as well.
Yeah. $5. Here's the other 5. Can't wait for you to catch up to One Piece. Oh, I got you, brother. We can check out that video right quick. It's not that long anyway. Let me see. How weak is Jujutsu Kaisen? Let me get the video up.
The Genji is not a win con either, Jay, because the Killer Bee could be awakened from that. So.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, that Sage Mode Kabuto is definitely underrated.
Killer Bee's the backpack. Killer Bee's the backpack. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, literally. Where's the Windows share? Let me put that up so you guys can see that.
Sage Mode Naruto, he would lose though. He'd probably be fucked.
Oh yeah, Sage Mode. Yeah. Let me see if you guys could see that. Let's see. Give me a second, folks. Put that out.
And I'm referring to like Pain Arc Sage Mode Naruto. If it's probably like that one. Now, if it's like War Arc Sage Mode Naruto, then that's pretty interesting to discuss. But Kabuto, his abilities are pretty cracked. So.
Yeah, oh, definitely. Yeah, I feel like Sage Mode Kabuto is definitely underrated. People don't really realize how strong
terrain matters as well, though. Terrain matters.
Oh yeah, definitely. If he's like in the environment where he fought Itachi, he would definitely have an advantage. But if he's like an open fucking like field, yeah, it's not as much of an advantage there.
That's really bad for him. I don't want to.
Yeah, honestly. Really all right, guys, you guys should be able to see that. Let me share my screen here with Batman 2. It's not that long. I know Tyler, and shout out to Tyler, and I've seen some of his videos before, so.
Okay, I never heard of him.
No yeah, he's pretty cool. He kind of reminds me of like, he does a lot of like other stuff that's not anime too. Kind of like Crisis in a way. He's pretty dope, so.
Okay.
So you guys should be able to see that.
Yeah, I can see it.
All right. See, folks. I'm gonna put the volume right here, folks. If it's too low or too high,
this is how I know Jay has he'd be watching some peak shit. Cause I'm seeing all the stuff on his right. I see Forgot to Reverse Flash.
Yeah, I've been watching all this shit. Yeah, literally. Bro. I've been watching a ton of comic book shit lately, honestly. All right, folks. If you guys can see that, okay, we're gonna start the video now and put it from the beginning.
After making a bunch of verses back
if that's too low or too high, folks, let me know.
And its power scaling, today I wanted to actually make a dedicated video regarding the scaling and where I believe Jujutsu Kaisen realistically should be at. As a lot of people like to say, I pick and choose where Jujutsu Kaisen is depending on which character I put them up against, which honestly isn't really true. But with that aside, let's establish where Jujutsu Kaisen exactly is at. Before I can actually give my opinion on where they are at, I have to actually talk about domain expansions and how exactly they work. Now, domain expansions are explained to work as buffs from a video game, where the user's capabilities are enhanced to at least 120% while also guaranteeing none of your attacks will miss. It's also to be described as a landscape for the user's imagination, which gives the user all these cool aesthetics within the domain. You can get most, if not all, of this information by the first time Gojo literally explains what a domain is and shows off his domain expansion to counter another domain, that being Jogo's. Jogo being the same character who everyone uses to say the verse is.
Let me check the chat real quick. We guys are saying.
Why is because, well, in his domain there is a mountain.
Turn it up.
Granted,
all right, let me pause it real quick. I'll turn it up.
This is with me giving GG.
All right, let me know if this is all right, folks. I'm gonna turn it up a little bit.
Okay, the benefit of the doubt in matchups.
Let me know if that's good.
Plus, the verse itself kind of contradicts this line of scaling, and I even mentioned this in videos before. Now, yes, you being able to generate that amount of cursed energy to a degree is pretty impressive, but it doesn't really fully correlate with your physical capabilities. We've seen this with Jogo himself being able to hurt Sukuna with his meteor that wasn't even able to level a city, Meanwhile, he would just get completely cooked by Sukuna in a battle of domains.
Wait,
how can Sukuna get hurt by a city level attack?
I think he was able to like press him with it, but enough to cause Sukuna not concern, but I guess enough to like at least acknowledge him. But it really wasn't like a.
Sukuna was like he was just like fucking having fun. He was just toying with him.
He definitely dogged him. I think he acknowledged him at the end. He's like, "You're strong at least." Like,
I don't remember him getting hurt though. Like, I don't.
Yeah, I'd have to read, but yeah, I know it was like enough to like impress him, but not enough to like.
Like he was impressed. He gave like a little compliment, but overall he didn't get.
Well, it's because Sukuna he didn't really simply has a more refined domain rather than him physically being above the domain himself. Granted, Sukuna and Gojo are probably the one exception because they're just simply built different, but them plus like Yuki and maybe Kenjaku are the only ones who would really scale to this. And what makes this funnier is that Jogo and Dagon have a comparison between one another, with Jogo being on a whole other level without even having his domain active.
Yeah, he was strong.
And yet Dagon is the same person who can make an island in his domain while Jogo can only make a mountain. So what does this mean, guys? Is Jogo now island level because of this statement? Or is the statement unreliable, and because Dagon has an island domain and Jogo has a mountain domain, Dagon is now stronger than Jogo? Both answers are wrong. The correct and simple answer is that it's silly to apply domain expansion scaling to pretty much any character that isn't Sukuna, Gojo, or maybe Yuki and Kenjaku. Now, with the domain stuff dismissed...
So I think what he's saying, from my understanding, is that domain expansion feats and sort of things that are accomplished there cannot be applied to their actual reality physical scaling. Besides, according to him, to Gojo, Sukuna, Kenjaku, and Yuki are like the only ones that could actually accomplish feats in the real world that are similar to the domain expansion. That does make sense because those four are like they are like the top in the verse anyway. So that does make sense.
And the whole point of the domain expansion is to land a guaranteed hit, while when their actual body forms are having either normally trouble landing a hit, or or you get what I'm saying. So like it makes domain is like it's kind of like their Super Saiyan amp,
and he does explain, which is true. The domain expansion actually amps you like to 120%, and it guarantees a hit as well. So like you're guaranteed to actually inflict damage. So all that aids other sorcerers to reach levels that they typically couldn't in the regular world. So I do agree with that. So that's good scaling. So
actual feats that the verse showcases, which Gojo and Sukuna both actually do have a full output of power. Both in his 15 finger and in his Heian era form, he could level a large city with his Fuga technique, while Gojo with a 200% hollow purple could just manage to level one, while also cooking Sukuna in the process.
It's true.
As I mentioned earlier, Jogo himself could destroy a good chunk of the city, so saying that the high tiers aren't exceeding this tier is kind of silly, but I honestly don't think they're exceeding any higher tiers than city level. And for those who are going to mention the statements, no, a special grade being able to wipe out a nation doesn't literally mean that a special grade can wipe out a country. Along with Sukuna being a threat to the world, not literally meaning he's going to destroy.
Yeah, let's read this real quick. In a world where cursed spirits feed on unsuspecting humans, fragments of legendary and feared demons, Room and Sukuna have been lost and scattered about. Should any demons consume Sukuna's body parts, the power they gain could destroy the world as we know it. Fortunately, there exists a mysterious school of Jujutsu Sword. Yeah, so I agree with Ty. I think this is implying that he's capable of over time destroying the world, not one-shotting and being like fucking planetary, which is never even remotely depicted in JJK even now. So I do agree with Ty there. He does destroy a city or damn near. Sukuna can do that with like the peak of his powers, and that's
them going all out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's them going like fucking like bloodlust it all out. And Gojo can like at least a fraction of a city, which is still impressive. With a hollow purple maxed out at 200%, he can do quite a bit of damage to the city. So I do agree with Ty there. That's a good point too. So
and here's this too. Like even if like they were like let's say they were allegedly planetary, right? And obviously you could argue, okay, Gojo's not trying to destroy the planet, right? But guess what? Like, okay, he's still going all out to where then it would have to at least travel like an insane fucking like going across the country, right? Like it would be very apparent. It's kind of like One Punch Man, where it's very obvious if he wanted to destroy the planet, he could, you know what I mean? And things like that. But it's like doing certain. So like it would have to have that emphasis, and they never have that, and they're going all out with him and Sukuna. It's just blatant city level things. Maybe slightly above that, but so I would absolutely agree. Like they're not planetary.
Oh, absolutely not. Yeah, that's good. That's a good point. Wow.
Fingers. And if anyone mentions Yuki's black hole, that's cool. Nobody in the verse really scales to it. So as far as the higher tiers go, they are exceeding the city level tiers, while the majority of the verse is not going anywhere higher than this.
Agreed.
So no, Yuji is not country level because he can make Heian era Sukuna bleed, or Toji's island level because he can hurt Dagon. Domains are a hacks-based ability that simply cannot be used for AP scaling. However, we do have some pretty impressive feats that are established early on in the series that a lot of the verse should upscale from. Like the finger bear that Megami fought along with Mekamaru, being able to emit enough cursed energy that's enough to level even city blocks. What helps is effective.
Alright, like, I'll say this. I don't subscribe to these fan calculations. These are all arbitrary. And then these, like, these values are... Yeah, fan-made. These values are derived from the discretion of fans. Now, this makes sense, someone of Mekamaru being city block, but however, I wouldn't utilize a specific value as they're all arbitrary. And
like, where the fuck do you get that number from?
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? Like,
there's no way to validate. There's no way to validate the values you derive to even get this calculation. But I do agree with Mekamaru being city block because he probably wouldn't be around there. But I wouldn't use like a specific calculation.
Like the only thing we can do is the feats that they do in the comic or the manga.
Exactly.
Like, so let's say they destroy a wall, then like, all right, Google how much power you need to destroy a wall. Things like that are locked.
And you'd get like a ballpark of where their energy levels would be. But I wouldn't get like a specific fucking, like, this is extremely specific and arbitrary right here. Like fucking 10.97528. Like, that's super fucking arbitrary and specific. And I wouldn't do that. But I mean, I guess I still agree with his overall premise though. So I guess it doesn't matter. But yeah.
Enough to level even city blocks. What helps is the fact that these two are pretty fodder in the grand scheme of things, so Yuji, Maki, and all of your favorite characters are going to be massively upscaling the city block tier. But unfortunately for JJK, that's about as far as you can go for characters that aren't named Gojo or Sukuna. And that should do it for the AP section. And now we can move on to speed, which is unfortunately a lot more inconsistent than Attack. Like, Gege himself has even admitted that he doesn't really take speed seriously. The feats themselves as well are very controversial, since we have stuff like Maki getting hit by Speedo Sound Naoya, but then we have Kashimo presumably shooting light speed blasts. Yeah, with JJK, speed is really no in between. To address the Naoya feat, Maki directly surpasses him when she's fully realized, so the relevant characters like Yuji should exceed those early mocks in terms of combat and reaction.
Right, yeah.
As for higher level feats, well, Kashimo's blast mainly is light speed in a vacuum, while Toji and Maki quote-unquote reacting to lightning is really them just evading Nue's electricity. So for those who are going to bring that up, I don't know. I really don't think those feats are that valid. I just bring it up every now and then just to say that, oh, well, they could be lightning speed. And then there's the infamous Hakari feat where instead of getting shot in the head, he managed to move up, so he got his arm removed instead. I honestly don't know why this is even a feat anyway, but a lot of people use it. However, the main issue stems from we don't know if Hakari actually intended on moving his hand up or if he just got lucky. And it also just looks bad when your best speed feat arguably is just a character getting blitzed. Like, you know what I mean? It just doesn't really look good. Consistently though, I do believe the strong characters should be reaching those early mock speeds, as things like Piercing Blood are established to be at the speed of sound, and a lot of the strong characters are easily able to evade it. However, I don't really think it goes much higher than that consistently. And for those who are going to bring up the Kashimo feat, I say this time and time again, it only moves at light speed in a vacuum of space. And to me, I'm not gonna lie, it just looks like Sukuna straight up aim dodged the attack, so I'm gonna dismiss the feat. In conclusion, Jujutsu Kaisen is not as strong as you believe, and hopefully this video taught you a thing or two. If there are other verses you believe that I should go over or overhyped, well, let me know down in the comments.
Yeah, so he says vacuum in the vacuum of space. So the best way to kind of counter that it's even lightning speed is first, there's two stages. First, the person has to activate this ability. So that gives Sukuna time. He's already aware right here that, okay, it's coming. He moves. This is nowhere near the speed of fucking lightning. So he's reacting to that first. Then the attack comes out. So he has much more time than just, like Ty said, fucking lightning speed in a vacuum of space. In the vacuum of space, the constant speed is lightning speed. He's right about that. So I do agree with this not being a valid lightning speed reaction time. And also, so I do agree with that. So he is right about the overall premise. The sound of speed is around where the top of the burst scales, Mach speed. I would say top guys like Sukuna at least are like probably like Mach 4, Mach 5. Guys like Kashimo, guys like Toji, Yuji, Gojo. This is also, I would apply the same sort of logic. He's seeing the ability being activated, which is much slower than lightning speed, and then the attack comes out. So he's having a much higher window of time than just pure lightning speed. I think if it was pure lightning, like Tai said, in a vacuum of space, nobody would react to that shit. Not even fucking Sukuna. If fucking the sound of speed is like the max sort of speed for these kind of individuals, then there's no way in hell that Sukuna would actually react to blatant lightning speed. He would get fucking shot in the face right there if that was actually lightning speed. So this is actually a pretty well done video. I agree with Ty here. He did
lightning is way faster than the speed of sound, right?
Yeah, way faster. Yeah. Like thousands of times faster. It's not faster than the speed of light. Speed of light is actually fast because a lightning strike is about 200,000 miles per hour, while the speed of light, speed of light is like fucking millions, hundreds of millions of miles per hour. And the speed of sound is like speed of sound itself is around 700 miles, but these guys are above that. They're probably like Mach 4, Mach 5, which is like maybe 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 miles per hour, which is still way slower than lightning strikes. Way slower.
And the only thing that's annoying too is all because someone shoots electricity out of their fingertips doesn't mean it's the actual speed of lightning.
Right? Yeah. Like, you could argue that. I mean, yeah, you could argue that it like appears to be lightning, but it's not actually the same force of power that the actual natural phenomenon is. Different. Like you could argue it's different, and that would also substantiate it as well, because obviously none of these individuals are moving at fucking lightning strike speed. None of these individuals are. So
they're all struggling to less speed. It's the speed of sound, bullets and shit.
Exactly. So it's actually a pretty well done video by Ty. Ty's a good scaler.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, very well done by him. So
I guarantee he probably pissed off all the fucking the highballers, that have like outrageous fucking scaling for JJK, but very solid. He's well done. He's just sticking with the facts, and he's just that's it. And he's not really trying to go too crazy of overthinking.
He's definitely a solid video. Ty Lerner is a good scaler. Shout out to him. We're probably going to post his reaction too on the Clips channel. That was a good video, and I think we were able to derive some good stuff from his claims as well. It's well done. Yeah. That would be the way a rat would argue it too. The way he kind of portrayed it. He's like, they would argue that the domain expansion and the shit that they create, like a Dagon creating an island, would mean he's fucking island level. Like that is what a rat would say. They would say,
and that's just bullshit, because we see all the contradictions, like with what they can do out their domain expansion, and they're clearly limited to what they can do when they're in the domain expansion. They clearly get stronger.
Exactly. Yeah, that would mean that Gojo is infinite, because his shit is infinite void. That means that he's able to do like. He's fucking potentially not infinite.
If he was infinite, he would have killed Sukuna.
Sukuna would have got no chance. Yeah, he's obviously not infinite. So
that's scaling.
It's like fucking infinite void. The whole theme of infinite void is infinity. It's like the whole point.
Yeah. When he did his domain expansion, he was like, oh, I'm putting infinite, scenarios and all this, whatever.
Into your mind.
That's why the guy was like fucking fucked, like like some Tsukiyomi type shit. You know what I mean?
Literally.
But he can't do that like with his body. Like that's just not how that works.
Exactly. So definitely a good video. Shout out to Ty Learned. This is gonna be a clip too. So Ty, if you're seeing this, shout out to you, man. Good video. Great scaling. I agree with everything you basically said. That's basically what we've been saying, that the speed is around Mach 4, Mach 5. The AP isn't too high. City level is always, we've always said around city level. We agree with that. The lower calibers probably would be city block. I agree. Guys like Mekamaru and like, Panda, guys that are the higher tiers would be around city block. Sukuna, Gojo, maybe full power potential Yuji. I agree with that as well.
Oh, and distance matters as well. That's another thing too with the lightning.
With the lightning
and stuff like that, so that's a big, like, for instance, like us humans, we can dodge bullets technically, but if we're far enough.
Like far as shit.
So like far as shit, we have a chance of like dodging or moving out of the way. But if you're like, face to face or even medium distance or small, we're getting blitzed from that shit.
Point blank. Yeah, exactly. Point blank, you're getting fucked up. Like snipers in war, like if they're not that good of a shot, you can dodge a bullet. Like when a bullet's traveling, especially a long distance, like fucking hundreds of yards, there's even
losing its speed and momentum.
Yeah, it loses momentum. It loses it's not linear. Like a sniper has to learn how to aim a shot to where he's taking into account wind resistance, distance, the weather, like if it's fucking windy, whether it's hot, cold, like all that matters because it will dictate the momentum decrease of the bullet and also the trajectory of the bullet. So that's actually a good point too. Distance matters. It also enhances your time to react. Like if it's a far distance, there's more time. Exactly.
Like, so if you take the lightning into consideration with certain similar variables, whatever, that also, so again, we unfortunately need more consistency or more feats.
Yeah, and even now, current JJK, there's no remote implication of anything close to lightning speed. Not even close. Let alone light speed, which is thousands of times faster than lightning strikes. So yeah, that's really good scaling. But yeah, folks, we're probably gonna wrap it there. That's actually a good video. We're gonna post that as a clip. We hope you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully you guys show me next time. We're probably gonna do a call-in show next time. Probably, if we can get all three of us next time, probably a call-in show. Smoke, people with smoke can come in. Maybe we'll have another event with fucking bitch ass Noodles where he goes live when we go live. Hey boy, if you're listening, which you probably are, feel free to come in, and I'll slime you publicly.
I don't know. Maybe we'll get Sage, to
get my boy out here.
If you don't want to do it, maybe Aeroflame. You know what I mean?
Hey boy, we need to get Aeroflame out here, man. That's what we need to do. We need to get Aeroflame out here real quick. That would be perfect to have him with us in a call-in show. Yeah, that'd be fire. And we get bitch ass Noodles to get flamed. But yeah, folks, hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.